Hello and welcome to the Party Dungeon. This is Dungeon Party. As always, I'm your DM Blake Peebles, and this is your cast, and also Mango. Mango's here too,
and
Wendy.
Hey,
actually,
that's pretty
Wendy
good.
just hopped up to say hello.
There's Wendy and Mango. Look at that.
Wendy,
Cat
do not
stream. Cat
Whoa,
stream.
Wendy. How have I never seen? I've never seen either of these cats, but Wendy's magnificent. Sorry,
Wendy's
Mango.
really
Wendy is way harder to photograph because when you move towards her, she vanishes. Mango, on the other hand, will walk. Wendy has actually just vanished. There she goes.
She's
Mango,
so
on the other hand,
mysterious. Oh my
Mango
god.
will sit here for hours on end, just hanging out,
Yeah, Mango likes
putting
to
up
hang
with
out.
whatever.
Mango rocks. I'm a big Mango fan.
I have heard that orange cats specifically are just dummy dum-dums.
Oh, he's an idiot, but we love him.
I love it. I love it.
Well,
Hey guys, how was everyone's day?
No, but when I hold up the
Pretty
paper, I
good.
suddenly get very orange.
that's true. Your white balance is off.
What's whiter than me? Paper.
Yeah, so, I'm okay, Michael, to answer your question, but also, we're here to play D&D, not just talk about cats in our days, as lovely as that sounds.
Stop.
All right.
Yeah, that's what we do, and it actually has been 1 week since we played last, which is
Yay!
so wild. But yeah, I don't have any announcements or anything, but if anybody has any announcements or cherished bits or cats to deal with,
I'm dealing with a cat over here.
You're free to do it now. You are allowed.
Stop it.
All right, y'all. It's time
Yes.
for another round of What's Chelsea Playing. I finished it, y'all.
Spider-Man 2?
Spider-Man. It's beautiful. What can I say?
Who's your favorite bad guy in Spider-Man 2?
Stunning. Oh, come on. It's Venom.
Venom.
Basic bitch answer, but like
No, Venom's
if,
cool.
if you don't intend to play the game and don't mind spoilers, I highly recommend everybody looks up the final boss battle. It's gorgeous. It's so good. Had my jaw dropping. Oh my gosh.
I really want to play.
Yeah.
I recently played Spider-Man 1 and Miles Morales, and I really liked it, but I don't have a system that can really run Spider-Man 2, so...
Come visit. You can finish the game in like 2 days. Just like come up here for a weekend.
I'll just stay with you guys for a weekend, not interact with you at all, and just play Spider-Man 2. Sounds good.
We could do a production of Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark.
Ooh.
I do actually have fun memories of Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. Did the Green Goblin show up and sing about
I can't do
freaks?
any spoilers.
Sing about being a freak
No
in New York
spoilers.
City?
No spoilers. Don't want to be canceled by our 3 viewers.
The way you say no
It's
spoilers
generous.
makes me think that actually happened.
Maybe it did. No spoilers.
I can't believe you spoiled the Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark reference in Spider-Man 2.
No spoilers. I had another like clever bit. I was thinking about it as I was driving home today. Oh man.
Everyone stay silent until she remembers.
Not that this is really a review channel. It's more like to just tell you what I'm playing and make some dumb jokes about it.
No, I
Thank
like a
you.
review.
But also like
Who is that guy?
I don't know.
a
He
ghost.
showed up and gave me pizza. I've never seen that person in my life. But it's polite to say thank you.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
I'll forgive the intrusion. But one of my favorite things, besides like the great story and just the content and the side missions and all the like collectibles are even more just relevant to the story, which is nice. The boss battles don't feel like a chore, which is usually my gripe with boss battles, because I am, despite all the video games I play, I'm not
Yeah,
a good
crazy
gamer.
gamer.
I'm not good at playing games. I did choose only the second to easiest difficulty, though. Not to toot
Oh.
my own
Nice.
horn.
Yeah.
Hardcore gamer over here.
Ultimate gamer.
But each boss battle was super unique, fun, and I already said it, but like didn't feel like a chore, which usually with boss battles and me, I go, no. Just more story, please. And yeah.
Nice. I
That's
can't
it.
wait to play it
Also-
someday.
Also, Matt Mercer's not credited in there, but I've definitely heard his voice.
Yeah,
So
he does that
the
a lot.
answer for yourself, Matt Mercer. What's going on?
He does that a lot. He
Feel
just
free to
does
DM me.
minor uncredited voices in a lot of these
Or
games.
is it just like other
Sounds
voice
like Matt
actors
Mercer.
trying to be Matt Mercer?
Isn't there
Could
like
be
a
either.
isn't there like a guild rule against going uncredited
No.
a certain number of times? No.
Really?
People do that.
Stop it.
It's by their own desire, though.
It makes that he was in the first game, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a little side quest with one of his characters, but yeah, I definitely heard him. Even
You can request to be uncredited in projects that you work on.
interesting. He was
I don't
just
know
so
why he
ashamed
would
to
do
be
that,
in.
but
Just
I
so
don't
ashamed
know.
to be one of the
now
contenders
now
for Game of the Year. Yeah.
Now that he's Ganon, I don't know. He can't be seen in other games. Now that he's the sexiest Ganon of all the sexy Ganons.
This has been another round of What's Chelsea Playing.
That's
Tune in next week when I go back to all the other video games I've been neglecting.
All right. Love that. Love that segment. Anybody else got a segment that they want to do? No.
Any books, Tommy?
No new books?
What, any books? No, there were some weights. That doesn't count, though.
Nah. The Power
But,
Ranger sword.
no. There was a sword,
No.
but no new books.
All right, Winfield, you should go up to New York and put that book in his
Put Lap Nova in Tommy's lobby.
the really rough one you keep telling me about. I don't want to hear about it.
I mean, Michael can put it there after he reads it.
No, I don't want you to read it. I want you to stop.
He finished.
I finished it. That's why I
finished
have
the book.
stopped. It's over.
Reading really rough sexual folk horror. Well, par for the
Amy.
course.
Scared.
Amy Gamer. Okay, you guys want to play Dungy Draggy now?
Yeah.
I guess.
I guess.
Is that on the docket?
Yeah, we could do that if you want.
Do you have
All
anything
right.
prepared?
Weirdly enough, I do. How crazy is that?
Cool.
All right. Why don't we jump into it then? Last time, Dungeon Party, 1 week ago. Una awoke from a really unpleasant dream involving a strange old young man who seemed to know a lot about her and request for her to return the last shard of her power to him. Woke up to find that Colril had expended a lot of their energy keeping her safe from whatever this psychic threat was, and let Colril go take a nap. Went outside and saw the rest of the students running towards an icy river. Are you okay, Peter? Did Mango get you? Yeah. Running towards an icy river in which two Fae were trying to attack the ceiling summit that they're currently working at. One of the Fae, Nimneth, the banished prince of winter, was creating ice to go towards the place. And another, who they learned later, was named Genraic. One of his advisors was doing some tricky-dicky bullshit. The students successfully defeated the two Fae, as well as the Sahuagin. They were Marrow, though, actually, weren't they? So I'm just wrong. The Marrow that it's almost like I planned it and forgot entirely. The Marrow that they were fighting, defeated all of them, knocked out Nimneth, and struck a deal with Genraic to let the tricky Fae go in exchange for letting them keep Nimneth and answering a few questions. Answered the questions about why he was there, and then left. And as we left off, Tether was beginning to have everyone board her giant eagles to fly back to the Riverwatch estate. And that is where we will pick up. You said the eagles one of the eagles grabbed Nimnath, who was unconscious, wrapped in Shandi's het scale cloak as well. And bound, I believe, right? You tied him up?
Tied him up,
Yeah.
gagged him.
Cool. So the eagle says that. You do notice his sword is just sort of lying on the ground, though. His razor thin,
It's okay, guys. I got it. I got it. I think it might be useful for me. So I'm gonna grab it.
All right. You pick up his frosty greatsword.
Arcana check.
It is very light to the touch. Yeah, you can roll Arcana.
Bang. 28, baby. Natural 20.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, definitely a magical item. Without a shadow of a doubt. You also recognize it as. Here, let me pull this up. You recognize it as a Feywork greatsword, which is a greatsword, but it is finesse. You look at it, you see an ever-falling shower of ice crystals sort of falling as it freezes the air around it. And you imagine that it does cold damage and probably more stuff. You got a natural 20, but you didn't identify it, so that's, you know. You guess that this is probably a one-of-a-kind item. Made for or by the prince.
What's it called? A Fey.
Well, it's a Feywork greatsword. Yeah.
Feywork greatsword. With a cute little cloud of sleet that follows you around.
If you identify the item or attempt to attune to it, I can put it on your character sheet. But yeah, whatever notes work for you now.
I was joking when I said that it was for me. But it could be for somebody. It looks pretty powerful, and it does a lot of cool shit. Stuff.
Shanti, don't you have a sword collection?
I do.
Polish them up at night.
Well, yes, I can hold on to it for now. Add it to the collection. Give it a good rubbing.
Maybe I'll keep it. That sounds. It sounds like I don't want that to happen to it.
Come on, let Shundi polish your sword.
Okay. Here. I give it to you.
Yeah, Shundi, it is very light. It is very. You could swing this easily, but it would be difficult to swing with one hand.
Mm.
You get the sense that it is built to be two-handed.
Into the collection it goes.
All right. So you're flying the eagles back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you board the eagles in whatever order you prefer. I think you should be able to do that. Yeah, Una's small, and Everett doesn't really weigh anything. You board the eagles, and you begin to fly back.
Una curls up in fetal position after being, because I went unconscious, right?
Yes, you and Shandy both were unconscious.
I woke up from being unconscious.
And then got frozen unconscious.
So I'll be in fetal position.
You can be in the other
day.
claws.
Mostly so I can finish eating my pizza, but also RP.
I like it. Form and function. Cool. Yeah, you fly your way on back to the estate. And as you land, you do see two guards sort of waving their weapons around, yelling up at you.
I'll wave my staff like that too.
Land the fucking birds! Land them!
Hey, you could have said that a little nicer as we go down.
We will fight. Oh, all right. You land the birds, and two of them, who you now recognize as the two who sort of threatened you earlier, Septon, still out front, sort of look around, and they notice the icy fae wrapped in some claws and the birds and all of you guys. They go, right, what the fuck is going on, eh?
There was an attack. We, as the security personnel, handled it. Got a prisoner here.
Handled
Gonna
it?
need to hand him.
You're coming in here on giant birds and whatever. Bringing a fae with you?
Yeah, like I said, a prisoner. We've decided to return from the front lines as quickly as possible, thus the birds.
Considering the already stressed nature of relationships between this government and the Fae, we thought it wise to allow the political powers that be to make a decision on the fate of this prisoner. Sir.
He clearly his blood is in his ears, and also he might not be the smartest guy, so as you're saying that, he just looks confused and angry.
Get your boss!
Heather turns to Septon. Can you send message to the boss person? I don't like.
Whoa, hey, Ro! No fucking casting Fey magic, alright? We'll get the Chancellor. You stay here and keep your hands where I can see them.
I'm going to kill these people, I think.
Is that a threat? We are authorized to use force if necessary.
Go get the Chancellor.
The guy's been talking to you stays with his sword drawn. He sort of nudges the other guy who looks back and forth and then dashes off into the house.
Just so you know, we prevented war, so you're welcome.
Oh, did I fucking ask you to talk, huh?
I don't know if we prevented war just yet.
I mean, it depends on how you look at it.
He's here. You can see his sword hand is shaking. He clearly realizes he's outmatched by you guys, but he's really mad right now, so.
Something is still has his hands up. I, Peter, have put my hands down because I don't want to do this all night.
What's your name?
No response. You can see, like, the blood moving away from his mouth as he's, like, clearly biting his lip from inside. Straight line.
I don't think it matters.
Whatever your name is, this is the second time you've seen us defend the house, and we've complied with you every time. Clearly, we're on your side.
Are you
Put the
defending
sword
the house?
down.
Are you defending the house? You trying to get into our good graces so you can stab us in the back with your fucking Fae friend there?
I don't
I'm
think,
hired
guys.
by the Chancellor.
I don't think we can
Right.
defend against idiocracy and bigotry. You know.
I can't
That's
get
way
any
up-
more in the good graces than being hired and brought here by the Chancellor. See what I'm saying?
He spits on the ground and just keeps looking at you.
Alright. One of our arms are gonna get tired.
Luckily, it doesn't last that. It doesn't last that long, as the other individual comes out with a somewhat harried Jade Prince in tow, Chancellor in tow. As he comes out and sees the sword drawn on you guys, he says, "Well, you can put that away and take a break." He goes, "But a break." The guy sheathes his sword. The two guards, they don't go inside. They seem to go out and back around. Jade Prince says, well, seems," and he looks down at Nimneth, "as though you have had an interesting trip. Do you mind coming down off the bird so we can speak face to face?"
Yeah, they're tired, and I think the casting time's about to end anyway.
Very well. So, why don't you just tell me what happened?
Alright.
Playing
The master's
after half asleep.
Oh,
the master's dead,
dead.
right? That's
Grandmaster is
Yeah.
dead.
Grandmaster's dead.
Yeah.
We found a withered body of his age, wearing his garb, missing its heart. Not a great sign. Not sure.
Yes. What did you didn't bring him? Because you did tell me that already.
We
Not
told
the
you this.
heart.
Yeah, no.
Not the heart
Laid
part.
to rest on the bank of the.
Just laid. Just
Emperor
left.
No,
his
in
corpse?
in a stone sort of situation. We could recover the body if necessary. On the way back, two Fae, the green one from before and Bluey over here, came back. That's an important one, apparently.
Oh. Is
Yeah. Yeah, no. Can't remember his name. The child of the Queen of the Unseelie Fae. Banished child.
Banished Prince of Winter, attacking our Sealing Summit.
It's Nimnath.
His advisor, who got away, did confirm with us during some negotiations. This that he did try to plant. Who's got the badge?
Oh, I do.
You got the badge. He
It's the
did
same
try to
one that I
plant
found
that.
earlier.
He also admitted
Except
to
it's a
planting
different
it
one,
earlier.
but it's the same. It looks the same.
Right.
So,
Right.
false flag against Nildor.
Absolutely.
Sure you're surprised about that?
Right. The Grandmaster's scene of death, though. Could you tell me more about that?
Lightning?
Ancient dragon.
What? What'd you say? I didn't
Ancient
hear
dragon.
you. Ancient. You think ancient dragon, lightning, and ancient. That's not
Yeah.
great to hear.
There was a.
Seemed
I
like
think
a-
it was an ambush. There was a teleportation thing. appeared on top.
teleportation thing.
Yeah.
And well, that bodes ill. But you survived. That's good. And though the Grandmaster's passing is, well, a real tragedy, he wasn't going to live forever, I suppose. Wish he'd lived a little longer. But right. Well, I think that I will take that one, and points at Nemneth, get him somewhere secure, and then we can meet not here for that conversation you wanted.
Great.
He points at Tether. But for now, you should run along because, and as he says that, there's a rumble. But he doesn't seem surprised at all. He just sort of smiles. You are missing the main presentation, and I think you might find it quite interesting. Yes.
If we doubt that, can we just rest?
Well, you don't have to go see it, but you might want to. It's entirely.
I'd be interested.
Where also, where is your teacher? I have not seen them since we shared dinner together a few nights ago.
They're resting.
Resting?
They had a rough day.
Right. In your quarters?
I don't know.
Alright. Well, doesn't quite matter. Yes, if you'd like to rest yourselves, you're more than welcome to, but
I'm fine.
you don't seem fine.
I'm fine.
Alright.
Just a heads up, the blue one only speaks. The blue one doesn't speak common, from what I can tell.
That's fine. I don't. Common is nowhere near my first language either.
Spoke Sylvan to me, if that helps.
There's ways around language barriers. Yes.
He seemed He seemed a little confused as to why I was fighting. Possible he's not super clear on what's going on.
I don't think, from what I know of this individual, being clear on what's going on was ever quite his strong suit. But he has attacked a sanctioned Empire event with many important members of the Empire, so he will have to be taken into custody as an enemy of the Empire. I'll take care of securing him for now, but I'll probably hand him over to the Platinum Claw before this is done. But either way, I'll deal with that. You, I suppose, go sleep if you'd like, or catch the presentation. I do think you'll enjoy it.
I wanna catch the presentation. You see, Everett looks like
Presentation.
beat the hell up. I've got 2
wanna
HP.
I wanna go to presentation.
I'll check out the presentation too.
Right,
Is
it's
there,
up
like-
in the main hall. I think some of you, we should be familiar if you explored the place. On the
Do
first
I
day.
look like I'm about to pass out?
You look a little pale.
You look as good as me. And I feel
Okay.
great.
There's food and drink in the presentation hall, so feel free to help us
Okay.
to that as well.
Let's go.
Question for Blake.
Yeah.
Do you remember the session like 3 sessions ago, so like 3 weeks ago. Yeah, when we were doing surveillance and we were like looking around the property, and I was on the roof, and I had like rolled a natural 20, and I found like a
observatory,
like a weak spot in the roof. Does that look into that hall?
No. That looks into what looked to be like a study or observatory.
So my plan to watch it from there is not a good idea.
You wouldn't be able to, yeah.
Does anybody in the party look worse than Everett at the moment? Everett's at 2 HP.
I've got 5. But
I'm
I look fine.
I got brought back up pretty high towards the end there, so.
Septon will just put his hand on Everett's shoulder and be like, let's go watch the presentation and cure wounds for 8.
Thanks.
I have to, like,
So you're slightly less falling over.
Alright, at least I can take a stiff breeze now.
You could take 1 punch.
I go to the presentation.
All right. So everybody's going to the presentation except for Tether?
Tether doesn't feel like being like in a large group of people as Tether, so she's gonna twist her ring and turn into a candelabra and ask Una to carry her.
Which ring?
Of domestic disguise.
I think you have to roll for that.
I have to roll for that.
Yeah,
Also,
I
if
don't
it's
think you get to pick.
disguise, I don't know if does it change your physical, like...
If it's a candelabra,
Una
I'm
pick
making.
you up.
I'm making a
let me
strength
pull up
check.
the item. I don't think you're really a candelabra. I think you look like a
Okay, never
candelabra.
mind.
But also, I'm pretty sure you have to roll for it.
Oh yeah, you roll.
What is it? The Ring of Domestic Disguise. Yeah.
Fine. I'm reading it.
No, you do turn into it. It looks like, but if somebody touches you, you might stop being one.
Okay, I feel like once we get to the position we're gonna be in to watch it, then I'll turn into it.
Cool. All right. Sure. You head your way on up to the main hall, which I believe it was Shandi and Everett that saw before. As you make your way up, you hear the sound of feet, of a lot of feet. Armored feet at that. As you push your way, well, the door is open, but as you push your way towards the door, you see all of the guests are seated sort of circularly around, in several rows around this massive interior hall. But in the center of it, you see a large column of armored soldiers emerging from a massive portal opened in the center of the hall. Standing next to the portal is Laren Haas, the beardless dwarf member of the Exit Sortilegium, who is here, clearly focusing on keeping it open. The soldiers are wearing uniform black armor with ruby tabards, and their tabards and shields are emblazoned with a hellkite curling out of itself. A tall, helmetless soldier stands at their front, a stern-faced human woman with white hair pinned up behind her head. She steps over to a huge, wheeled, armored tripod made out of steel with a silver and sapphire spear mounted atop it, and surrounded by red-robed mages. She pulls a glowing sapphire from her belt and touches it to the back end of the spear. The entire device begins to glow and hum as energy seems to be siphoned from the gem into it, before coalescing into its tip as a blindingly bright ball of light. The spear is aimed by the red-robed mages towards the large portal, still standing in the center of the room, as the column of soldiers uniformly steps to either side. The sapphire-wielding woman approaches the portal with the gem and gently tosses it inside. The ball of light streaks forward towards the portal and makes contact with it, closing in and shutting the portal with a brilliant flash of light. The Sortilegium wizard is blown back against the wall and looks up with a genuine expression of shock and maybe a bit of fear. The woman smirks humorlessly as the crowd begins to clap, and there's a clap and whisper to themselves with wide open eyes. But Basil Hornberry steps up next to her, all smiles. And that is the power of the spear, demonstrated wonderfully by former lawkeeper of the Bergen Pact Guard, Aldane Tour. Of course, with our incredible deal with the Coalition, Lawkeeper Tour will be gaining a new title. Grand Lawkeeper of the Kite Swarm, our new gendarmerie. Should you have any questions or business concerns, please do not hesitate to approach myself, the Grand Lawkeeper, or the representatives of Syndicate Importing, as he gestures to striking figures standing near the spear. Though our keynote presentation is through, please enjoy food, drink, and conversation. There will be a panel to discuss this incredible Magitech collaboration and its potential uses in your or any market in just a few minutes. The crowd continues to applaud and rushes out of their seats, each trying to be the first to approach the device. You see just like the hall erupts into a cacophony of excited voices as all of these people are now just running to the center and trying to touch the device, be next to it, speak to any of the aforementioned people. But two figures instead make their way straight towards the door that you are standing in. Two recognizable figures. One recognizable figure and one hooded figure with a weapon across his back. Recognizable figure is Althea Resk. He looks quite angry. As he's muttering to himself walking past, he looks up and he sees all of you. And he goes, well, where have you been?
We were sent out off the grounds for... No, Tether. We were not there. Yes, no, we were sent off the grounds for a mission. Ran into a bit of trouble. Took us a day to get back.
Well, whatever your job here is, I have another one for you. I need to refresh myself, but please... meet me in the hall and at your earliest convenience. This must be discussed. And he breezes past you. He's usually a pretty cool cat. Even when he's mad, he keeps a lid on it. But you can see like anger is boiling in him right now, and he's having a very hard time keeping that under wraps. As he pushes past you, and his hooded compatriot walks as well. But you do see a flash of teeth, almost a smile towards you, Sean D, as the hooded figure passes.
Well, I suppose that's another bridge we'll cross when we get to it. Did anybody want to mingle?
No. And so Tether goes into the corner, and I already rolled. I rolled a 10, which means I turn into an art piece.
All right, Tether is now a statue.
Is it like
Yeah.
oh,
What did you want?
like a like a demure woman? I don't know.
Oh yeah, just like in the wind.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, the
Dancing.
draping on that
You get-
sculpture.
You get
Oh.
a couple of weird looks as people
Marble.
watch you do that, but nobody really seems to give a shit about you guys. They're very interested in talking to the...
Statue looks weirdly like Isla.
Does she?
No.
Said the statue looks weirdly like Isla.
Yeah, nobody really seems to care all that much about you guys, though you do get a couple of strange looks. Yeah, I mean, you look around, you see the people that are being mobbed, of course, Basil Hornberry and this human woman, but you do see the two representatives of this syndicate imports are pretty distinct, even surrounded by a mob of people. The first is a broad flat-chested half-orc with a salt and pepper beard, dressed in very fine but interestingly styled clothing. It's very flowy than you typically see a Bergen merchant wearing, and it's in dull browns and reds that don't scream wealth in the way that well-to-do coalitioners tend to enjoy doing. He also has a very, very loud, very, very deep voice, and every time he laughs, there's a little sound of rattling around the room as the sound of it just vibrates loose fixtures. And the second is even more striking, as a figure outfitted in bulky steel armor, complete with a full helmet designed to look like a lion's face. The figure stands remarkably still, but clearly is answering a question here and there, leaving most of the talking to their jovial orcish companion.
What was the beardless dwarf's name again?
Laren Haas.
What's he? Is he just hanging around still, or?
He found a chair next to where he got knocked back, and he's sort of just like sitting there and rubbing his head a little bit.
I'll walk up to Shandi. Will walk up to him.
All right.
Hello. I don't know if you remember me from a few days ago. I was with the young boy over there.
Yes, I think I do. I do remember you. We gambled. If I don't.
We did. Yes.
Yes. Oh, my boss calling.
Hell yeah, boss on stream.
No. No. What can I do you for, kid?
Well, I was you seemed rather involved in the little demonstration that we just witnessed, and I was...
Yes, it was my job to open the portal, and keep it open, but here we are. Didn't quite happen.
And you're dejected by that? You're...
Well, I am a
We've been out of the loop for a day or two, so I'm just trying to get a read on the situation here.
Well, I'll be honest, I'm a card-carrying member of the Exosortologium, and I specialize in, well, travel. So the fact that this thing could so easily overpower even my expertise is, well, it's a little worrying, if I'm gonna be honest with you.
Interesting, and... Well, I suppose that's the only thing I wanted to ask, if you're worried about it.
Yeah, I think the Sortologium's gonna want to hear about this.
Yes. Well,
Not to mention it hurt like a nobody's business. I mean, ugh. Do you do magic?
Well, not quite. I can do this, and snap my fingers and Sheko will appear.
Oh.
I don't really know what he is, actually. He just sort of showed up one day after I died and came back to life.
Yeah, we've all been there, eh? Right, well then, never mind. When you have it spell forcibly closed on you, it's not pleasant, and this was worse than most.
Well, I hope you feel better. I'm going to continue to mingle, do some reconnaissance, maybe track down some cocktail weenies or something.
You enjoy that.
I gesture at the bottomless gut belt before I walk away.
Tilts his head and then
I
goes back
forgot
to
you
rubbing his
always
head.
have that on.
Yeah,
I'm constantly wearing a wrestling belt. Yeah.
He's constantly wearing a wrestling belt and have like an unhealthy connection to it because of your time in the basement.
Does Shandi sleep in it?
Yes. Shandi does everything in the belt.
The belt doesn't come off.
The belt smells bad.
Probably. No, he bathes in the belt too. It gets washed.
Yeah. I just gotta use a toothbrush to get the spots where the belt is in skin meat.
What's anybody else doing? You know that the Chancellor said to meet him in Hornbury's study. I don't know if he actually did say this, but he was supposed to meet him in Hornbury's study whenever you're done. And Resk wants to meet you in the hall at some point. But
I'm just waiting for everyone else to be done.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll return to the group and just report what I said, or what I heard, but...
I think Septon might be, like, watching the room, but not, like...
Yeah.
Not in an active way.
Yeah, I mean, it's there's a lot of energy. People seem very excited and taken aback by what's happened here. A lot of hands being shook, a lot of sort of touching and examining this device. People are talking to the red-robed trammelers. People are talking to the two Syndicate Imports representatives, to the Grand Lawkeeper, and to Basil Hornberry. But there's also talking amongst themselves. A lot of people, like, grabbing a drink and going to the side of the room and sort of in hushed tones, speaking to each other and looking around the room.
Do I hear any of that?
Make a perception check.
That'll be a 26.
Yeah. Nothing really specific. I mean, you hear whispers here and there. Most of the people are just like, well, with that sort of technology, we could end, interplanar travel or control interplanar travel. It might be more profitable. One conversation, another one is like, I think it was staged. There's no... The wizard was in on it. He closed the portal. He must have. And I was like, well, I don't know. He looks pretty shaken up. They're actors, these wizards, especially those Sortilegium folk. There's just a lot of conversation like that. People seem to be drawing their own conclusions, formulating strategy, in disbelief.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Yeah.
No one's plotting a coup, but everyone in this room is a very important person with very
little grubby little ideas.
With grubby little ideas and a lot of influence and money to throw behind them. So.
Hey.
Yeah, Shandi returns.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems they found a way to close the portals. Should we see what Resk and the Jade Prince have to say to us?
Yeah.
Probably.
Do we do one and then the other?
Yep.
Well, is the hallway on the way to where we're meeting the Jade Prince?
Hallway's right out. It's the hallway.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe the Jade Prince is in another. Maybe there's just a door in here that leads to where he is.
Yeah.
Hallway 25.
Hallway is certainly
This is why
between you and the study.
Like, I don't want to complain, but I feel like you should have drawn out an entire map of this manor for us.
Okay.
That's probably a fair analysis.
Oh, okay. I'll do that next time.
Next week, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, if you want to head out into the hall, you do sure enough see Resk standing there with a mostly empty glass of wine in his hand.
Wait, I need to read it again. Do I look like a prop from Prop Hunt moving?
No, you stop being as soon as you try to move. So.
Oh, okay.
It's not meant. It's not.
I know what it's meant for.
Whenever you attempt to move or take any physical action, attacking, casting a spell, using an item, you stop being that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you make your way on out to, and you stop being a statue. Certainly somebody was, a little taken aback by your presence there, but, yeah, you head on out, and Resk is there, and he is swirling the last bit of his wine around, just sort of looking across the hall. His companion is leaned against the wall, not interacting with him, just standing there. He doesn't seem to notice you if you're approaching him. He's deep in thought.
In everyone's head, I just say, oh, I just want to say boo so bad. I'm not gonna, but I want to.
As you clear your throat, he looks up and says, So you've now seen the stunt that your employer has pulled. And if the school that I pay for is worth its salt, you must understand the implications.
Totally.
Then what are they?
What is this, a quiz or something?
Yes, it is. Want to see if my money's being well spent.
Our struggle, exploitation of the new thing.
It's incredibly vague. They teach you to
And being
dodge
able to-
questions with a vagary at your school?
Did they teach you to be
And-
a piece of poop?
Yes.
They certainly don't
Shit
teach.
school?
They certainly don't teach you how to insult. That much is
All right.
clear.
The ability to close interplanar travel, also suggesting perhaps any travel via teleportation, could have very negative effects on people who need clandestine travel and other such businesses.
That is a consequence, though not the one I had thought of. Probably not the one that most people are thinking of. Though, that is a good point.
Well, I mean, there's also the humanitarian, people like myself have traveled across planes for
Yes.
better lives. I took you more for the clandestine travel type.
That is what would normally concern me more, but generally,
You're
destruction...
in a humanitarian mood.
No, destruction of humanitarian efforts tends to lead to a little thing called war. And war...
Bad for business.
Not for everyone's business, but right now, very bad for my business. As you may not know, because you did not accept the request, I am in a bit of historic conversation with the Selosians at the moment. And should our lovely continent descend into chaos and war, well, that goes away. And that goes away in a big, terrible way for everyone involved. I predict, because due to increased ill will towards Nildor regarding this Dusk War problem, whatever this ridiculous Fey issue that seems to have cropped up out of nowhere, just general generational hostility, I predict a conflict with Nildor will soon begin, one that will likely cause Caerleone to butt its head in as well, while Bergen keeps its hands clean despite its obvious involvement. In no uncertain terms, war is coming, and there are few, if any, ways to avoid them, but one of them is a denouncement of this technology by Salos. With the Empire so very close to negotiating a friendly relationship with the Land of the Sun, a very profitable and legitimizing one at that, their direct displeasure at this conflict and this technology would probably cause enough of the House of Lords to sway against the decision to use this, or to continue work on this, or to produce this in any way. Fortunately, at the moment, our burgeoning relationship with that empire is so weak and tenuous that they won't care in the slightest. But, luckily for you, luckily for this country, I have a solution. A solid blood bond with an important member of Selosian royalty would force those sun dwellers to turn their noses down and take notice. It is imperative that when you return to the school that I pay for, you continue with my request. I understand that I directly benefit from this as well, and you might be hesitant to trust me considering certain events. But I hope you can also see the full scope of this situation and your important role in stopping a useless, idiotic, and frankly embarrassing war. What? More snide remarks to make?
No, I had a question.
Well, then let's hear it.
Who pays for our school? I keep forgetting.
A snide remark.
A lot of people.
Wait, so what do you want? You just said a lot of looping. Just say one sentence what you want.
Perhaps
just
they
to
should
be
teach you to
straight.
listen at your school.
Maybe you're right. That should be that's a priority.
You know, I have some advice for you.
I want to hear it.
You should fix your demeanor. Speaking like that to your betters won't end well forever.
Oh my god, I need to write that down. Thank you so much.
Be as snide as you like. Remarks like that will land you in an early grave, or worse.
Thank you so much for that advice.
I figure what I said was very clear to the rest of you, with the ability to process words and sentences.
When we get back, do what you said.
Put it simply, yes. I understand that our relationship is somewhat fraught. But this is not about us. This is not about me. This is about the Empire. Whether it exists beyond this year or not. I assume you have to report to your master.
My boss, yeah.
Yes, give him my regards.
Yeah, I gotta finish the current job before the next one.
He's sloppy, but unfortunately, he doesn't have to be much more than that. These sycophants. Well, my schedule just got a lot busier, so if you don't mind, I will take my leave. Sean D, see to it that this is done.
Good talk.
Good
Bye.
talk. He sort of scoffs and he hands you his wine glass, Tether,
Thank you.
and leaves. It's empty, but
Always a pleasure to talk to him.
Yeah.
Well,
Moving on, I suppose.
Okay, let's go. Did anyone smell that? Like, he had, shit breath, right?
That might just be the bottomless gut belt, Tether. It does have an odor to it.
Have you been using, that moss stick?
Yes, but we haven't been at the academy in a few days, so it's been.
He smelled like shit. That's like a moldy smell that I'm fine with.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I didn't catch it, but maybe I'm just used to it.
Mm. So we were walking towards.
Yeah.
yeah, I think we'll head towards.
yeah, you make it to the study, and the door is slightly ajar.
Knock, knock, knock.
Enter.
Enter.
You enter in, and sure enough, the Jade Prince is there awaiting you, having really made this other man's office his home. He's sitting with his feet up on the desk, languidly writing in the margins of an expensive-looking book. As you enter, he finishes up whatever he was writing, and he tosses the book onto the desk. It says, "So, what'd you think?"
I mean, undeniably
I
interesting.
want your
tech.
honest opinion. Yes, thank you.
It was impressive.
Yes, it's been years in the work, years in the making. Though it did come together. in conceptually years in the making. It did come together physically quite quickly, it turns out. You have to look outside what you usually know, and people don't.
Frightening
do
implications.
You have a lot of rich leeches salivating over it.
As well, I would hope they were. I intend to make quite a bit of money off of it.
What's your I guess money, huh?
Money, sure. Power.
Any concern yourself as a extraplanar individual, shall we say, with the restrictions this could cause?
Well, if I control the device, there aren't restrictions for me.
Septon laughs. Septon genuinely laughs. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if all goes well, the device won't even exist at the end of this. You think something like that is gonna last? No.
What's gonna happen to it?
It's a powder keg.
Okay.
It's the match.
Oh, you want war?
Of course. You were on to me from the beginning, Tyler. I mean...
Yeah, you want to go to war with Nildor.
Well, I don't want to go to war with Nildor. I want your stupid empire to go to war with Nildor, but... Yes. And Caerleone, and if we can get the coalition involved, that would be great as well. Listen, I believe I told you once that lies are useful, but the truth is usually far more useful. I've seen your distrust of me from the beginning. And I don't underestimate you. I see why you are called the Heroes of Tomorrow. So I'll be quite frank with you. I would really love a war. And I would really love for this empire to end during it. Now that's... Well, in most part, money. My organization elsewhere is quite large, quite profitable, but this is an opportunity to go to the next level, so to speak. I also have a bit of a grudge against this place. Some do-gooders from here gave me a little trouble a decade ago, and well, I can't do anything about them, so I thought I'd just do something about their home. But with the news you've given me today, plans may have to change a bit.
You mean the dragon?
Yeah. If what I think is happening, I am going to need some help going forward. And so are you. Now, I know you probably don't agree with my methods or my end goal. You are heroes, so to speak. But the world's about to get a lot scarier. And having someone powerful in your corner, well, that can't be a bad thing.
Are you implying yourself to be powerful?
Yes.
Oh.
It's not an assertion. It is a fact.
Pulls out his level 20 character sheet.
This is my character.
Can't argue with the facts.
I won't say I don't like to brag, because I do, but I've been around a long time. I've done a lot of things. And I have gotten myself out of every scrape I found myself in so far. So, I come to you with honesty. I come to you with acknowledgement of your intelligence, an acknowledgement of your ability. You don't have to raise your hand. We're not in class.
Can you stop complimenting us and just get to the point? What do you want us to do?
Nothing in particular. I'm looking for allies in this. if...
Oh, you just want us to shake hands, be like, we're BFFs, and then like...
I don't expect us to be BFFs.
Okay, you want a war to break out to destabilize the continent. Specifically the Empire.
Well, the Empire works, but if it destabilizes the continent, then that's even better for me, honestly.
You're right,
Sorry.
so...
Which... I know it's only been like 1 weeks since 1 week. What empire are we referring to?
The one you live in.
So Zymor.
Yeah.
Cool. Got it.
Okay, so you want to destabilize Zymor. I assume there's a power play involved. Can't just be making money off the tech.
Well, I mean, if the Empire falls and I happen to be the richest man in a destabilized continent, and that puts me in a pretty good position for what comes next.
Interesting.
I mean, I've been here for a long time.
Something's gonna think about the history of the world, and think about, in times of turmoil, do the rich people succeed, or do they get dragged into the streets? What's the lore on that, Blake?
It really
I'd like to
depends.
make a history check.
Yeah, go for
I'd
it.
like to make a
French
history.
Revolution happen.
Right, because that's in Peter's thinking. He's like, rich people don't make it through revolutions very well usually.
Yeah, go ahead and make my history check.
What we got there? What window is Foundry in? 14.
I mean, there's certainly some situations in which the nobility are killed when a country goes under, but what he's saying does kind of ring true. Not because he's not a noble. He would be somebody with established power and resources in a place that needs that. A lot of the time when kingdoms fall, what comes out of that starts as a tyranny, but then grows into something else. You know, whoever's the strongest, whoever's the most resourceful, powerful in that vacuum tends to take control. You'd imagine somebody like Resk might get dragged into the streets, but or Basil Hornbury, he's getting guillotined, but
that's fine.
But this guy isn't really in the Jade Prince really isn't in that position. It doesn't seem.
So a group of people hurt your feelings, and so you want to start a war to kill thousands of people because of that.
No, that's just why I picked here instead of somewhere else.
Oh.
I could have been anywhere. Although
it's just
the Simorians do make it quite easy. As you've got this reliance on innovation and technology that it's quite easy to exploit.
And soulless greed.
Yes, there's a lot of that here. It reminds me of home.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that was the plan. That would still, hopefully, be the plan.
But if the world is getting more scary because of evil dragon doing evil dragon things, do you want a war at that point? Because otherwise evil dragon, if the world is weak enough, evil dragon takes over and you don't.
You've hit the nail on the head there. My power and resources can only get me so far in the face of, well, truly ancient power and resources.
Can I also take it back a step and say, I get the technology with the humanitarian, could cause problems with the travel for people.
No. We're going to ask your question. You might have.
What's the step between we can close portals and the Empire falls into war? Is there something there I'm missing?
Well, I've planted a seed, and I do apologize for this, of distrust against Fae.
Right.
And the Nildori. Well, it's an easy.
It's been very helpful.
They're easy because they don't really care, as I'm sure you're aware.
I mean, no. If you went to the Feywild and asked how they felt about this, they wouldn't know.
They wouldn't know. They wouldn't care.
They wouldn't know.
There's no, and also it just so happens to line up with the legitimately baffling position of the Nildorian government on this Dusk War. There's a lot of ill will there already. So what we do is we request to close their Feywild portal. And when they inevitably say no, well, there's your war.
And meanwhile, you're hiring Faye to cause chaos. It functions like this, and dropping pins.
Yes.
So subtly. Like, that was out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Whoa!
Well, exactly. It's surprising how easy it is to do. Mortals
All you had to do is promise him a beach house.
Yes. Yeah, he can have it. I mean, yeah, easy to get Faye to do what you want when you know what they want, and very, very, very easy to get mortals to do what you want. Remarkably, I've only had to use enchantment a few times. I was expecting quite a bit more resistance, but
yeah, there's.
What if the Fae all of a sudden did care?
I find that hard to believe.
Like, what if all of a sudden you were up against, like, one of the courts? You know, they find out, and they're like, oh, hey, no, insult. You know, the Fae don't like insults.
They don't like insults, but it's not really an insult to them. It doesn't affect them in any way. We're not taking the war to the Feywild. I don't care if the portal gets closed or not, frankly.
What if the prejudice you started gets out of hand and people form like a giant frenzied mob, as people tend to do, and they want to go to the Feywild to kill them all?
Well, I can try, but that's not going to be easy for a frenzied mob.
Yeah.
And if those people find their way to the Feywild, I find it far more likely that the Fey toy with them and deal with them and forget it. That is historically what Fey do.
See, you're talking very confident, but like I just don't really have a lot of trust with people talking so confident about what is going to happen in the future. You know?
Well, when you've seen as much past as I have, it becomes a little easier to predict the future.
Yeah.
But I understand your concerns. I'm glad we're having an open conversation about this.
So all you need us to do would be, like, when war breaks out, side with you.
It would be good to have your support, yes.
Don't stop the war from breaking out. Don't.
What
is your plan if we were suddenly like, we're gonna blow the lid off this operation? We're gonna.
Oh, you could absolutely try, but
I don't know how we would, to be frank, because it'd be a pretty random accusation at this point.
Be a very random accusation. Not to mention, I mean, your organization was founded by a rogue Fey construct. It's not a hard spin for me.
True,
it's
but
not
what if,
super
like,
common
have,
knowledge.
Like, powerful wizards?
Well, but it could be.
And they see this conversation.
Oh, the Sortilegium?
Yeah.
Well, they're all bark and no bite. I mean, do you see them interfering in the Dusk War at all? No.
I'm still confused. Okay, so you've talked us through. You've got the thing. Are you against Nildor? Please close your portal. Nildor says no. Zymor is then at war with Nildor. Nildor's weak at the moment.
Well, but then that's when Caerleone shows up. You know.
It defends Nildor?
Oh, yes. I mean, if any country will do it, it's Caerleone. They've been looking for a war for about 1,000 years. Anything to get them out of their rut.
So now you've got, what, a two-front war?
Mm-hmm.
To some extent? And that's how Zymor falls, and that's how you take it back.
Sure. Or make my money and leave.
Man, sure would be a shame if a few months into this war, the Dusk War ended, and Nildor was fine.
Well,
I don't say that.
Dusk War end or not, the discontent is there.
It would be a shame if a rogue actor in Nildor was. Okay, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess I get it.
It's
a plan.
Yeah.
Have you considered if there was, like, No.
Well, there are a few things I've considered that the Grandmaster would have really, his support in this would have been really great for me. Some dissenters, his active support would have likely silenced. So this is unfortunate, and I have to wonder if it was purposeful. If whoever killed him somehow knew about this and is targeting me,
about it?
Or if it's unrelated and inconvenient. And I'd love to know.
Have you made any enemies that are...
Have I made any enemies?
I wasn't done. Have you made any enemies that are ancient dragons with lightning powers?
Well, ancient dragons tend to be enemies of most people regardless.
No, we were cool with one. Chill.
What, the Dreamer? Right.
Is that his name? That doesn't sound right.
It's not his name, it's his title. He's an old samurai.
I thought it was the storyteller.
It's dragons, they accrue many titles, many identities. He is an old, forgetful shadow of his former self, frankly. Always looking for someone to carry his legacy.
So you don't have
not specifically, no. But if an ancient dragon's interfering with my plans, that's a problem.
Okay, so the plan is hold off until this threat is over and then do your plan, or just feel it out?
I don't know yet. It's new information. I haven't really decided.
Would you let us know when you decide?
Well, I'd love for you to be part of the decision process.
I was going to say here, like, I was kind of going to ask, what's your timeline? I mean, you've obviously knowledge of this device is going to start to spread, right? You kind of, the snowball's rolling down the hill, as it were.
Right. If I had known that this interference would happen, I would have pushed back public knowledge of it. But, you know, the match is lit. So there's not a lot I can do to stop that. Though I could suggest to the Emperor to take it slower than we had originally intended.
You've discussed this with the Emperor already.
Well, discussed is a strong word.
He's been mind controlling or glamorizing.
Bingo.
Did we know that before?
I think he just implied it.
Yeah.
Wait, so... I mean, this is a lot to take in.
I understand.
But why are these people attacking you? Do they know your plans?
Well, that's what I don't know. I don't know if they know my plans. I don't know if it was unrelated. The Grandmaster certainly has a lot of enemies. Could have had nothing to do with this, and this was just an opportune time to attack him when he was away from his
What about
citadel.
Nimnath?
I just hired them. I hired Genraic, and Nimnath was an added bonus.
What do you intend to do with the Nimnath, out of curiosity?
Oh, I'm not sure yet. I think we could probably, son of the queen of the Unseelie court is, well, that's pretty good proof that this is an organized effort with the Fae and Nildor to stop us in some way.
What if
he'll be a good pawn.
As an exercise in political who's Watson? What if you gave him to us?
Why would I do that?
Oh, we captured him.
He'd fit right in at the Bright Futures.
We'll keep an eye on him. Make sure he's not getting up to too much.
I think he'd fit in a lot better as a political prisoner, but
I mean, you know,
prisoner's such a harsh word.
If you've got such a sure bet either way, I mean, you know, what's the harm in giving us a little bit of experience?
One thing I have learned is that there's no such thing as a sure bet. You need to stack as much in your favor as you can.
Okay, well, maybe having him with us, maybe even joining our side, right? Could be a useful exercise. Somebody his own age.
Well, he's not your age. He's hundreds.
Somebody mentally his own age.
Think of it like this.
I'm intrigued by this. Yeah.
Say word gets back to his mom. Would she rather
the one
hear?
Who banished him?
Oh, I think she's a bit more fond than you know.
I don't pretend to know the inner workings of Fae relationships.
Say word gets back to her. Would you rather have her know that her son is captured and imprisoned by the Jade Prince, or rather he's in the protection of the Jade Prince?
Well,
certainly one of those has better optics to the Queen of the Unseelie Fae, not someone to trifle with.
You make a good point.
I have another angle.
Let's hear it.
I have another angle.
It's a great brainstorm session we're having here. Thank you.
If you have to delay it due to evil giant old dragon,
right?
You're gonna, you started the fire, but if it's gonna wait a while, you need more kindling down the line. So what if this Fae joined the Bright Futures, Zymer's pride, blah blah blah, and then betrayed us a year down the line when you're ready? That could restart the fire.
I don't hate it. But, I mean, it's clear to me you're trying to hedge your bets here.
Well, yeah, of course we are. Why wouldn't we?
Yes. And I think having such a powerful pawn out of my direct control could backfire on me.
But if you're as powerful as you say, I mean, putting a glamour on the Emperor, what's it to you?
Well, it's something. It's not nothing, as you are very well aware, I'm sure. But I don't hate it, and I also don't disagree that it would be less risky to not incur the wrath of his mother.
We found him and we sent him to summer camp. That sounds great. We beat him up and threw him in prison.
If the public were to find out about him, and that he attacked here, and that he wasn't dealt with correctly, that would be a problem. That would create dissent in a way that I don't like.
I mean, we handled that issue so easily and so quickly, no one even noticed.
Exactly, so I could either make it into a bigger deal than it is if I hold him, or it didn't happen if you take him.
And something like that could happen
joins our
down
class,
the line.
just like everybody else. We got a whole new crop of kids. He's just one of those kids.
And it is extra insurance for me, because
if you really want to slow down the burn, security this week was handled by a Fae himself.
Well, that was intentional. Because if you did a bad job, well, easy to pin it on you. Really no lose situation for you being security here. If you failed, then you're no longer a threat. If you succeeded, then you stopped some Fae. This is tough. This throws a wrench into things. I didn't expect Genraig to leave with Nimneth still alive. But I suppose
is that a loose end we gotta deal with, or he'll just come back?
He signed a contract.
History check on Nimneth.
Go for it, Tommy.
Am I as old as Nimneth? Let's find out.
You don't know how old you are.
23. But you're
23?
Do I know Nimneth's entire history?
Time works different in the Feywild. You definitely don't know Nimneth's entire history because that sort of information doesn't make its way to the material plane as readily. But you know stuff about Nimneth. Yeah, absolutely. You know some legends that he appears in. You know about his banishment.
Cool. Okay. Do I know what kind of a person he is? If he's
his personality,
hot-headed, if he's just... Yeah.
Wanderlust is generally the word associated with him most. That's why he was banished. And most of the trouble he got into is because he was going places he wasn't really supposed to go. Kind of familiar, actually. This is difficult. It is some extra insurance as well, because if you do try to turn on me, the fact that
We're harboring a fugitive.
you're harboring a fugitive is a good. But that's a powerful fugitive. It's a big pawn to give to you. I'd need assurances that you weren't going to use it. That you weren't assurances.
Okay.
That you weren't going to use them against me. That we are at least somewhat in this together.
Like what?
I don't expect you to join the war to try to destroy the Empire with me. I understand that that's likely a bridge too far, but
No.
this potential threat to both of us, I'd love some guarantee that we're on the same side when it comes to that.
Like, what are you thinking?
You
I think my associates and I would
have, and he doesn't wave. He just says, "I have," and 5 pieces of paper sort of appear up in the air behind him. Contracts we could sign.
No.
I figured you wouldn't agree with
Most
that.
of us
and
are
they all
already
burn up.
Most of us are already in debt to like somebody
I'm aware.
or have some other thing going on.
Well,
We've got a whole list running.
I mean, I could help.
Oh my
with
god.
that.
I really don't know if you can.
No, I probably could. I know quite a bit. Probably more than you think.
Well, I feel like we can have a powwow about stuff like that later. I think we're focusing on like this issue right now.
Of course. But I'm
Right.
saying our friendship doesn't just have to end on this issue.
What if I say I was raised in a group that hated the giant power structures of modern humanity, and I would be down to see it burn.
Join the team.
But like, I don't speak for the group, and I work for the group. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. A very diplomatic answer. But hey.
Oh my god, thank you so much.
Of course.
I hate diplomacy.
I mean, how quick
You're not bad at it when you try, Tether.
how quick do you need an answer? The truth is, I think we would like some time to confer.
No, please
on our decision.
confer. I have some assurances already. I don't imagine you're going to try to blow the lid off of this immediately. I think you know how unwise that would be for you. So take
No, of course.
well, you have you leave tomorrow. I'd love, if not your answer, at least an indication of what you're thinking. We'll meet again tomorrow. How's that sound? And we can figure out a
Great.
timeline from there.
Could we talk about something? I hate to be that person, but the payment we were offered was for a job.
You're still getting that payment.
Yeah. And I'm just saying, it was since you, our employer, put intentional hurdles in our way. I think that constitutes a much higher pay.
No.
Yes.
I'm a very flexible person in all things
Can you
but
touch your
one.
toes?
And that one is finance. You'll be paid for the job you were paid for. You were hired for. No more, no less.
Right. Well, I assume
But there could be
On the
more.
job we were paid?
There could be more jobs in the future.
another job would
jobs.
be to not. Another job would be to not say anything.
Bribery.
Might have-
That's. I thought I made it clear. If you say something, you'll have the whole country against you. I mean, that will not be difficult for me to do.
He's controlling the emperor.
You don't. I mean, you don't think I
That's right,
would
he
have told
controls
you
the-
all of that
He
if
controls
I thought
the
that
emperor.
you could ruin this for me, right?
I think we're definitely very close to an agreement. And I think that we should go our separate ways and meet again tomorrow. I think that would be a great thing.
Yes, I
enjoy
agree.
the food, enjoy the drink, enjoy whatever.
Sorry about the money thing. I had to, you know.
No, hey, it wasn't a bad move. You could use some work on that sort of negotiation, but when I was starting out, I was probably somewhat similar
What
to that.
should I have said in order for that to happen?
Well, you have to have leverage to make that happen, and unfortunately, at the moment, your leverage is not
Like a wrench?
substantial enough. Sure, like a wrench.
Well,
Either way, eat, drink, sleep, relax. You look very worse for wear, and we'll speak again tomorrow. This went better than I expected. Thank you for being so open-minded and communicative. It's a rarity these days.
thank you for being upfront. A lot of people talk in circles. And it's super annoying.
Listen, there's a time and a place for it. I've used that many times, but as I get older, it's just I find it simpler to tell the truth.
Yeah, sometimes I just want to say proper nouns, you know?
Right. Well,
See you tomorrow.
yes. Have a great night. Great job.
Thanks. What time are we heading out tomorrow? Because we should, like, plan.
It's really
Like
whenever
an
you
hour.
want.
We'll make sure we give you something before we head out.
Yes, I'd love to meet again before you leave.
A little breakfast?
Sure.
All right, see you tomorrow. Bye.
Good
Bye.
night. Sleep well.
And his feet go back up on the table, and he picks up the book and continues to write in the margins. And the door
Alright.
closes behind you guys.
Head back to our room.
How terrifying was that?
Can someone film me?
Oh, we've had worse.
Oh, yeah.
did
that
you-
guy-
What's the dragon?
Oh my
Oh.
god, that's right.
So when we
What's the
went out,
dragon? Who died? Why did somebody die?
so when we went out, so one of the guests at the party was supposed to be a man who was 1,000 years old, named the Grand Master, and he was a monk. And he, when we
He could
got there to
close
find him,
temporal rifts with his bare hands.
yeah, he is that kind of a guy. And
Ooh,
the Jade Prince,
you've heard of that guy. That's like
Oh.
a popular, not like he's like a folk hero, the Grandmaster.
and the prince said to us, he said, "Well, can you go find him? Because he's the last person who hasn't shown up yet." And we said, "Okay." So we went to find him, and he was dead. And there was a giant lightning tornado thing that zapped us all a bunch. And we determined that this kind of magic could only come from one place that we could think of. And that was an ancient dragon by the name of Chex Notes.
Checks notes. Whoa.
Chex
Wouldn't
Notes.
be the craziest name we've had to deal with.
All right, thanks for watching. Thanks for playing. This is
God,
the
the name
last
of Chex
episode of
Notes.
Dungeon
You put an
Party.
apostrophe in there. Put an apostrophe in there. It's Chex Notes.
CHEQ apostrophe
Check-
KNO.
Yeah,
Chex
Fair
Notes.
Conference. Minotaur. No, that's later.
Minute.
I'm looking hard. Oh yes, sorry. Wait, I found it. Ianadarth.
Einadarth.
I know.
Ianadarth.
Yanadar.
Einadarth is arguably the most famous ancient blue dragon. There's
Yeah.
nothing to prove that he did that, or really that had anything to do with his modus operandi. But that is the first name that comes to mind when you think ancient lightning dragon.
And he created chronomancy, which is important. Because that's the reason that none of us can use. Well, it's not the reason that none of us
Why
can use
I
it, but yeah.
recognize the name.
We
Because I
can all
read the
use
lore
it.
document.
Hell yeah. Star pupil.
We can
Anyway,
Didn't we
use
face the
chronomancy.
version of
It's just
him
illegal.
You did.
in that history
Yeah.
class?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's
Oh
an
my
important
God.
historical figure.
The smartest person is back. Yay!
I'm feeling
The person
real
paying
dumb
attention.
right now.
The person paying
I missed
attention. is back.
one fucking session and I'm done.
If you're
Una's
feeling dumb, imagine
intelligence
how dumb
goes
I
to
feel.
8. I'm changing it right now.
Well,
Seems earned.
hey,
Seems fair.
gang, I think I know that was kind of out of left field for me to. That's a baseball term. That's not in this game. I know it was kind of out
Blast ball.
of.
Why is it blast ball?
It was
Sure.
kind of out of yon field, to ask for Nimneth, but I thought that seeing as we were outmatched, we might as well try to make a new, powerful, well-connected friend, and I think he could be a useful asset to our team because he seems like a kind of nice guy, despite all the everything
No,
about him.
I was down. I felt bad that his friend was abandoning him.
I don't think they were friends.
I think they were best friends. Is my headcanon.
You should write that
Um,
story, Tether.
I should write down an
That's some
imagined
fanfic
storyline. Tether makes fanfic.
In-game fanfic.
Tether, not to give anyone notes, but when in a conversation with a powerful person, not that I've had many of them, but I've read about a lot of them, I think the best course of action is to, when you feel the conversation going in a negative direction, leave.
Which conversation are you talking about?
The one we just had.
Oh, with the Jade Prince?
Yes.
So I should have just turned around and left halfway through the conversation?
Oh no, you just say, thank you very much, we'll talk later. And
Well, I
then
wanted
leave.
details.
No, I understand. I
Are
just felt
are
him
we back
souring
in our
on
room
us.
yet?
Sure.
Sure.
Oh, I guess that's up to the team.
Yeah, why not?
I think he was souring on us. I think he liked
Chelsea
that.
said yeah, so you were.
Anyway.
Can I just, guys, hang on, before we get any deeper into this, do I have room to cast Tiny Hut in here? Just like we are in his event.
If you move some beds.
Let's make a tiny hut.
We might get in the hut just so people can't like hear us.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think sound can pass through.
Let me roll. I'm just kidding.
Coral isn't here.
Oh no,
by the way.
spells and
Coral
magic.
is no longer sleeping in one of the beds.
All right.
Oh no, sound can move through it. I don't know why we thought we did that before. We
Yeah.
thought sound couldn't go through it.
Sound
Yeah.
can.
All right, never mind then. Forget
There's no
that.
reason we can't go for a late night walk somewhere.
Yeah, we should. If we're gonna chat, we should be like away from possible prying ears.
Let me
There's a
check
beautiful,
if I
recently
have,
thawed river we could walk by.
Can't you all can't you all? Does somebody have something that can detect prying ears?
I have a thing that can
Cast-
detect eyes, but I ain't got no spell slot. I ain't got no spells left. I got no
I still
power
have a
left.
3rd level spell slot. I could resummon our favorite birds, and we can just fly up high in the air.
That doesn't seem great for conversation, though.
Or we can fly to a remote spot.
Screw it. This is fine. We'll just talk here in the room.
Thank you.
So, we're not gonna let him pitch the continent into war, right? That's not like... We can't let that happen,
Here-
can we?
Here's the thing. How much agency do we even have in this? I don't think any of us want war. I definitely don't. This is my home. But I don't see any ways to stop it.
There is Resk's proposal.
Yeah, I figure we're
rest.
gonna keep playing
Wait,
the game.
speaking of
until we
which,
find an avenue.
Speaking of which, I dropped some dice in the middle of what Resk was saying, and I was picking them up. Could someone explain what he said?
Resko's vague.
And he said he wants us to go back and do his marriage quest, right? I'm interpreting that correctly.
Yeah, he thinks having a blood connection between the two countries will get Salos' attention, and they'll say, "Don't do that." And he thinks he can sway enough people in the House of Lords to be like, "Let's not fucking do this," because Salos doesn't want us to.
Okay.
It'd be big.
Marriage quest could be fun.
Yeah. So I figured
This
we were
just becomes
just
a dating sim for
I don't want to help
weeks.
Resk.
Yeah, a dating sim, but not for us. For Resk. We're supporting characters in the dating sim for the worst guy we know.
I don't know.
No.
That's a stacked list.
Who's worse, Resk or Jade Prince?
At least the Jade Prince uses proper nouns.
I like how one of my hands is blurry.
The Jade Prince was
That's
at least like.
Because he's big.
Up front.
I mean, the Jade Prince has been shockingly honest with us. Just shockingly.
Yeah, but people do that to get you on their side. It's because he knows people have been vague around us, so he's trying to gain our trust by being super honest, because he knows how... Ugh, hate it. Because it's a good tactic, but I...
Okay, hear me out. This did occur to me.
We run away.
We attempt to contact the Queen of the Unseelie Court and just tell her there's a guy who has your son.
No. I don't hate it.
No? You don't think we just have the Queen?
I'm real tired, but I don't hate it.
History check on how that's gonna go.
The Queen of the Unseelie Court comes to the material plane and kills the Jade Prince. Like, he's powerful. I don't know if he can...
More.
Maybe. He's powerful. I don't know if he can go toe-to-toe with her.
Yeah, but then since he's so close to the Emperor, if, like, the Fae threat invades the material plane and kills...
That's true.
I think that's...
Not only are we in a war then, we're in a war who the guy who was masterminding it is gone.
Yeah. No, I thought we were just gonna say yes to the dress for both of them, just toe a line, and then once we find the best avenue, we just jump through it.
Just do it for both of them.
Yeah,
and then when the war starts, pick one.
Yeah.
Do all the side quests before continuing the main quest.
The logic doesn't really match up.
Wait, no, it's fucking... This is the plot of Attack of the Clones. Oh, I found an army. Oh shit, another army. Oh, we started the war. Oops.
Call me Sifo Diaz.
I think,
God.
So here's why I think that the best plan of action is to get Nimneth and go. And that's that neither of these options are particularly appetizing, but we can't tell the Jade Prince no because we don't want to have him as an enemy, and we can't tell Resk no because, well, we are personally connected. So I think we just kind of say to both of them, we'll think about it, and in the meantime, start establishing our own base of support. I think that having the Prince of the Unseelie Court on our side, which I think we can do. He seems like our kind of guy, right? We have him on our side. We say, look, we saved you from torment and death. Come learn magic with us and hang out and teach us what you know, right?
You definitely knows more magic than us.
He could just become a teacher.
Exactly, and we go from there, right? I think.
Yeah, but I feel like the only way we can get him is that if we give the Jade Prince assurances that we're on his side.
Yeah,
I mean,
we give everybody assurances all the time about everything.
Okay, we're on the same page. We're gonna do everything.
We're gonna play the field, and then when the war we're gonna play the field, and then when the war starts, Kalashar becomes an autonomous zone controlled by the Bright Futures Initiative. Yeah. We just fucking create our own city-state around Kalashar.
I mean, that's how the world used to work.
I mean, all from everything that I know in history, you know, when there is still time to ensure your own position, take that time. When the time comes to pick a side, if it's gonna go down, we should pick the winning side so we don't die. But otherwise, we should continue to assure our own position. That's what he's doing. That's what everybody's doing. They're just trying to assure their own position before the world goes to haywire. We don't have a position. All we have is a school and each other.
Hold on. Let's look at...
Well, like I wasn't lying when I said my position, but I also wasn't lying when I said like I work for y'all.
I know. I think Nimnath is a good bet. I think it could go well.
So let's start thinking, what assurances can we give to the Jade Prince?
Hold on. Sep doesn't have this on him, but I'm looking at the map.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone have a map?
I do.
Una definitely does.
Una has a map. Okay.
Which one? Geography, topography.
Geography,
climate.
actually. Geography. Okay. If I'm taking a look here, right, at Nildor and Zymor, and they're legitimately gonna, like, start a war with Nildor. Or get in a fight with Nildor and cause a bunch of problems.
Yeah.
If we look at the southern part of the country here that borders Nildor, you've got a river, you've got the Grey Blight and the Sierras, you've got the Withered Queen's Court, you've got the Gedhurst Mountains, you've got the Ebon Jungle. Like, a lot of places you wouldn't quite want to go through. The main avenue is down past a certain town, Kelshar, through the Crystal Burn, and through the Wildspear Plateau. Kelshar would kind of become like the channel down into Nildor. I mean, right now it's the channel the refugees are taking up out of Nildor, right? We are very well liked in Kelshar.
Yeah.
Arguably more well liked in Kelshar than the Jade Prince is.
I don't think anyone in Kelshar knows who that is.
No, he's a...
Yeah, Kelshar's a little backwater, though.
That's true. My point is, we control a geographically significant area if this war's gonna happen. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm gonna go as far as say control, but I think you make a good point.
We have deep influence in an area, and given that we know the direction things are going, we could sure up some influence down there.
We could control
Could I
supply
do-
lines. We could awaken groves.
Also, keep in mind, you are about to go on a field trip to the Garrick Bastion, which effectively controls the area above the Grey Blight, the other border with Nildor. Like, your next school trip is to the Garrick Bastion.
Where's
History
that?
check on potentially sympathetic actors in the Kelshar region,
Okay.
namely.
Well,
Well, you
without
don't need to
your
make a
history check,
you know
without your
people in
history-
the Kelshar region.
without your history check, Septon will say the refugees will go for whoever can give them stability.
Safety.
Yeah. Septon's heard tons of words of that through the bar recently with people traveling up.
Oh, yeah.
That was from that feature I
Yep.
have.
It was.
But I haven't had 7 days of downtown to use in a long time.
So the operation here is not necessarily to stop the war in any sort of martial sense, but to become such a presence in the region that the war would take place in, that it becomes unhospitable to war, that it becomes a place where war is not accepted,
Right, I mean...
a place that refuses to take sides, right in the middle of two places trying to take sides.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like we can talk more about like whether or not a war starts, how we weather that storm if it does start a little later. What do we say to the Jade Prince tomorrow is I think we need to decide right now.
What if we said to him, unironically, if your war starts, we'll be with you. And then we do everything we can to not let the war start.
I mean, you can say that.
I will say, whatever happens, nobody sign anything.
Yeah.
I can talk more about how much I hate organized government and the evils this technology is doing to our ecosystem. I can go on for hours.
Can anybody think of a way we could genuinely, like, stop the war? Slow it down?
Marriage quest.
The marriage quest. We're doing the marriage thing for Resk.
Yeah. That might slow it down. Also, we could also, if we're friends with the Jade Prince, he will ask our opinion if he should delay it until this other thing ends, and we can say delay it and give us more time.
Yeah, probably delay, and we tell him delay and see what you can figure out about the dragon. But when the war starts, we'll have your back, and then we just don't let the war start.
Yeah, and it gives us more time to figure out how to do that.
What if we made friends with the dragon?
No!
I also did think of that. If we can find the dragon first, figure out what the dragon wants.
And not get murdered on sight.
We've been friends with a dragon.
Oh, I'm an ancient dragon.
A metallic dragon!
We don't know it was a chromatic dragon. It was just an ancient dragon who had lightning. That could be a lot of dragons.
Right?
Are there
Several dragons.
Are there metallic dragons with lightning? Is that a
Copper.
Yeah.
copper? Ancient
Or
copper
bronze?
dragon.
Maybe bronze? No, bronze is acid. Copper is
Yeah,
lightning.
and copper is lightning.
Yeah, because it's the conductor of electricity. Duh.
Well, yeah, we can
Game
figure out,
easy.
we can try to figure out more about it. Whether we become friends with him is another story. But
Strike up a deal with him.
also,
Observe
I have an
my
idea.
tactics.
Hey,
He
thanks for the
wants-
sub. Appreciate it. Continue.
He wants Caerleone to join Mildor. What if one of us had a BFF who was high in the Caerleone government, and we asked him and talked to him?
Can you use a name, please?
God, I don't have my old note.
Inquisitor Doriba is your friend.
Yeah, Inquisitor Doriba.
Right.
Oh, this might be news to most of these. Oh well.
It might be, but
Yeah. I think I just told you. It was either Una.
Yeah.
Oh well. It was Una. Oh well. So yeah, I've been being pen pals, BFFs. We share everything together with this guy Doriba, who's like high in the Caerleone government. So we have sway there.
Interesting.
Also, we have sway. Do we have sway in Salos because of that Duchess or whatever? What's her name?
Yeah.
that is what is established the relationship that's allowing this marriage thing to happen.
Oh, there. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
yeah.
One, she likes you guys, which is why she's trying to convince Salos to like mend the bridge with Zymor because of you guys. So she's trying to marry one of her relatives into, well, Resk is trying to marry his son to one of her relatives.
And also, we don't have to. If we don't have to make his son the marriage. We know a lot of. I don't. We could find out. We can find a lot of eligible people.
What?
I think it has to be a Zymorian noble, not just like a Zymorian.
Take one of the freshmen. Take one of the freshmen.
What if
Look, guys,
we
I'll
had a
take
nice,
the fall for
we had a
Zymor.
nice little thing with the princess?
Hmm?
Remember, we had a nice little conversation with the Emperor's daughter.
Yeah.
It wasn't really a nice conversation, but she did talk to you.
Yeah. Which to me means we have a good relationship.
You actually might be thinking of an old campaign. I don't know if she appeared in this campaign.
We definitely did.
All right, I don't remember.
It was like when we're at that festival.
Right, she was there
When-
for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
She certainly showed up in salad bowlers, but that was struck from the record.
No one's ever seen or been
You
in
think
that
I would
campaign.
remember something from salad bowlers?
Yeah.
I don't remember
Scott
a
watched
lot
it.
from
Scott and Elliot.
Scott
no.
watched it.
Scott and Elliot
You
know
owe-
more.
You owe Scott a t-shirt.
I do owe Scott a t-shirt.
You owe Scott a t-shirt.
That's far overdue. Probably owe him
You're
4
gonna come
t-shirts
call
at
it.
this
I'm
point.
gonna get him to call that in soon.
He call it as much as he likes. I don't know. I can't get him a t-shirt yet. It'll come. Before I die, I will give Scott a t-shirt of Campaign 0 Dungeon Party. Either way. Also, just to not to put my foot in your plans, but you do have a lot of friends in high places. Influential friends, I should say.
So maybe we play a little hardball with this man. Maybe we say, we are a good friend to have. And we think that our influence is important, and that you should continue to court it. And as part of that, we'd be looking for a gesture of one banished prince of the Feywild.
Of course. We tell him he doesn't have us convinced yet.
Yeah, we say, look, you could kill us, but that loses you Kelshar. You could try to disgrace us, but that still loses you Kelshar because they like us more than you. And it loses you a lot of our other friends, right? We're a hot topic. We're a hot ticket.
I think we can say we're a hot ticker without saying he'll lose Kelshar, because I think
Right.
he'll laugh at that.
Right, let's not be too bold there.
Okay.
But we hold an interesting position in the country, geographically and politically. He knows we hold an interesting... We say it like this. We say we hold an interesting position politically and geographically. We're not convinced on your plan, but we could be if you were to, make an offering.
We say we are happy to continue to entertain your overtures.
I like it.
In exchange for some give and take. We'd like to take on this occasion, because we just gave. By almost getting killed by lightning zombies from hell.
Could you say that word for word to him?
Yeah, I would.
Okay. I know Una's tired.
I'm fine.
She says, lifting her head up.
There's a knock on the door.
Hello?
I'm in, it's open.
You see leaning in. At first you think it's the Jade Prince, but then it becomes clear that it is Colrell. Leaning in saying, I came to check on everyone, particularly you. Points at you, Una.
How are you?
Tired. How are you?
Tired. I mean, I'm fine. Damn it!
It's two of us. Sorry, I've been recuperating. Did you?
So what?
All right.
Oh yeah, I helped them fight.
Right.
Going great.
Right. Fought off the Fae.
Yeah. Fought off the Fae?
Oh, God. Okay.
You know.
So, earlier today, a couple Fae attacked when we were doing the entrance stuff, and then we went and found the Grandmaster, dead, by the way, heart cut out. Laid him to rest, came back, 2 Fae attacking again. We fought them off, captured the, what's his name? Nimneth,
Banished Prince.
the banished prince of the Unseelie Court.
Winter.
Not familiar.
Nil.
but
Nim.
Captured
Nim.
him.
Good
Nim,
job.
Nim.
Captured him, and then, yeah, I'm trying to think what else happened. Oh, we watched the demonstration. I can close portals. Very fancy. And then multiple high power players came to us and were like, "Uh-oh, they can close portals. Very bad. Help me
Jade
stop
Prince
this."
wants a war.
And then the Jade Prince was like, I'm gonna start a war. Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
He wants a war.
Yep.
Yeah, he wants to crumple the empire.
So he hired the Fae, false flag against Nildor.
Right.
You know,
that's not that surprising to me.
Zymor invades Nildor, Zymor collapses because Caerleone gets involved. Nildor, I don't know what actually would happen to Nildor in this case. Zymor collapses, and in the rubble rises the Jade Prince as a big power player, which I don't totally get because he's a big power player already. So I don't know what the point of this is.
He's a big power player in a part of the world that he deems unimportant.
Yeah, I mean, like, once you control the Emperor, like...
he controls the Emperor!
Yeah.
And here I thought he had changed.
He seems like a pretty bad guy, all things considered.
Our plan was to play the field a little bit, because he wants our support, and so we can be like, maybe, and then, like, a little maybe down the line, we can figure something out.
Well, obviously a war can't happen. I'm sure we all agree on that. Right.
Well, yeah, I mean, we do agree on that, but we're not sure how the hell we are gonna stop it. We've got some ideas cooking.
Well, and Coral comes and sits down on one of the beds and sort of runs their hands through their hair a little bit. Says, if you stop him, you stop the war.
Do you want us to, after we have a nice little rest, like, so we kill him tomorrow? We could do that. Do you want to do that?
I can't.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Blood bond, ascended ritual, or whatever.
We are linked. We share a name. And I don't think
broke the chains together.
I don't think I have to tell you how important a name is to someone of my kind. If you were to find that name,
that would be a lot of leverage.
It'd be more than leverage. It would be complete control.
Well, now, you say if we found the name.
Where would we look?
I'm sorry to have to do it to you, but you know the name.
If you tell us, we won't be mean to you.
I can't.
Yeah.
Physically can't.
But I know.
Wait, no, hold on, hold on. Physically can't?
Yes, physically can't. I am unable.
Okay.
I mean,
I know. Okay, I've been there.
Even though you are my dear darling students, I don't want you to know it either. But if it prevents a war, then it's a risk I would take, but I can't.
I would. Right. If you could have,
I would.
I would be willing to enter a contract with you that we would not use it against you. If that would make it easier.
It would if I could. If I could.
Exactly, my point.
I do know someone who does know it and could tell you. But sending you after them, well, we're really trying not to get you in danger of dying every week this year. And this would, and I couldn't help.
But if we have a Fey Prince on our side,
you have a Fey Prince on your side.
We're trying to get the Jade Prince to give us Nimnim.
He could be.
I mean,
just a possibility.
It certainly wouldn't hurt. It certainly wouldn't hurt. Yeah, I mean, I think I told you some of this before, but him and I and a few others, we broke our chains as devils. We became something else. But there was one of us who he backed out. He decided not to at the last moment. He betrayed us. And it's been a couple thousand years since then, and he has risen quite severely in the ranks of devil kind. And I don't think he much likes any of us. And there are reasons why we can't go after him, but they don't apply to you. I don't want to send you after a high-ranked devil, but it is an option.
Well,
does he have leverage on you? Why are we not telling everyone right now? I'm sure he does have leverage on you. That's how he operates. But
he's got the king charmed, right?
Emperor charmed. Yes. Yeah, I really did think he had changed. I thought he'd gotten a little better. This is unfortunate. I'm even more tired than I was before. Can nothing be simple? Well,
I'm sorry, man.
Well, it's not your fault.
Can
So, like,
can
what
we
would this entail? Like, going places, time.
Have you ever been to hell before? Actually, yes, you have. I took you there.
Yeah, with you.
Yeah.
This wouldn't be as easy. This wouldn't be as nice.
Well, can
Since
we
when has our lives been easier and or nice?
I wish they were. I do wish they were. But it seems that you nor I have been afforded that luxury in this life. Here we are. Yes, it would involve a trip to the Nine Hells. And I couldn't guarantee your safety there.
Well, maybe we work up to it. Doesn't have to happen right this minute, right?
No, I mean, certainly not.
War's a bubbling. We have some other irons in the fire.
That's good.
All right, one is negotiating a marriage.
With Salos. I mean, politically speaking, it's smoother than going to hell. Higher chance of success as well, if I'm going to be honest with you.
One of the other ideas is just go home and set the roots as deep as possible, because geographically, we're in a pretty important place if a war with Nildor breaks out.
That's true. It's true. That is true. Well, and
we're well liked in Kelshar, and Kelshar is a hub right down there.
You're well liked in Kelshar, and we are about to go to Blight Valley. I doubt the Platinum Claw is going to travel through the jungle on their warpath. Wouldn't be wise.
Have to be insane to go through the
Grey Blight?
The Withered Queen's court, I was going to say.
Well, that is where the Feywild portal is. So.
Oh, so it's not Nildor's.
It is. They have a way.
Portal.
They have a way to it. I'm told.
But it's in Zymor?
Well, Nildor didn't exactly get to decide their borders when these borders were set.
Huh.
Nildor's been on the back foot for a few thousand years at this point.
Fair enough.
I mean, those are both sound ideas.
I mean, all that depends on convincing or forcing the Jade Prince to delay their plans. And I thought the easiest to do that was to be buddy and then say, oh, we think, because he's open to it, and we could be like, I think that's the best option because of the whole ancient lightning dragon.
That's what killed the Grandmaster. We're pretty sure.
You've had a rough weekend. I thought I had it bad.
We've been busy.
Yes, you have. Well, if it's a matter of convincing the Jade Prince of something, I can be of assistance there.
Yeah.
We go way back.
Let's get Nimneth out.
You want this Nimneth with you?
We're not sure why, but I just feel like he'd fit in at the Bright Futures Initiative.
Better than rot in prison. And if we have a prince on our side, that's a pretty good gift.
Better than rotting
that
in
takes
prison.
a big chip out of the Jade Prince's little pocket.
We tried to sell it to him that, Queen of the Unseelie Court hears some noble on the material plane has her child captured. Well, not great, but he's in the care of a school. It's a little better.
Maybe. I know better than to pre-guess the reaction of Faye, but...
And if we call the attention of another interdimensional being out to destroy everything to the Bright Futures Initiative, that's a drop in the bucket.
It wouldn't be the first time. It won't be the last. You're not wrong. I
also have
took
that.
our total from 2 to 3, maybe 4.
I also have that favor I could call in. Don't I?
From the Sortilegium.
Oh. The card. I won.
Yes.
And
I
he
Oh,
is not a fan of this tech.
that's true.
No, he's not.
Wouldn't be hard to convince him.
Sortilegium's not a bad group to have in your corner. If I remember correctly,
God knows we've got...
If I remember correctly, you've ridden a particularly influential dragon recently, and you have had multiple requests from the group who the age of the world is named after to come visit them. So,
All right.
you have options, but if your first move is securing this prince, then let Colrell work their magic.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Colbro.
Una,
You
get
rule.
some rest.
Fine.
We'll talk. Lots going on. We'll talk. Well, sleep well, my darling students, and try not to embroil yourself in another world-ending conflict while I'm gone.
No promises.
Okay.
Never gets boring. The Bright Futures Initiative. And they stand up, a little pep in their step, and close the door behind them.
Good night.
So what if we put the mattresses and pillows on the ground and we just make a little puddle that we all just hold on to each other?
Like otters.
Like otters. We hold hands.
What?
Una's in.
Fuck it, why not?
Yay!
What if I don't know. Your hands get sweaty.
My hands don't get sweaty, they get moldy, and it's fine.
It's not better.
I'm getting to work. This is the best thing I've heard all day.
I'll link arms. That's the best I'll give you.
That's great.
Alright, Tether makes a pile of mattresses on the floor, and y'all go to
As
sleep.
soon as there's a pillow or mattress on the floor, I'm on it.
Y'all sleep. Some of you linking
Hold
arms.
my two long fingers curl all the way around.
Septon's perpendicular across the two.
Planking.
I'm honk showing.
All right, and as you go to sleep, you level up to level 9. Woo!
Holy
Alright,
shit!
time for the paperwork stream, baby.
Yeah.
I preemptively did it in D&D Beyond. So
Almost
I
like
did
what I
not.
asked you to do. Michael gets a
still
gold
wouldn't-
star.
I still haven't made a decision. I'm so fucking paralyzed.
That's why you
choice.
gotta play wizard, dude. You know, you never have to make a decision.
I pick spells.
Yeah, it's a day-to-day thing. Whatever.
every level up, I'm like always like, yeah, this is the time I'm gonna multi-class or do something, and then I'm like, no, nar.
No, I think I won't.
I was like, it's a nar from me.
All right, you folks can begin your level up process. I'm gonna grab some water, and I will be right back. And then we'll keep going.
Forget how you level up in
Level
this
5.
stupid thing.
Level
You just drag
5.
another level on.
Maybe.
It's
You
something
drag,
like-
you drag
it's-
another level on you.
Yeah, you open the compendium and you hope that you're picking the same level you picked before.
Yeah, I deal with this all the time now. Yeah, just grab your class. drag it
I
in.
get teleport behind people.
Yay!
Is it from... Is it classes SRD? Is that the one I use?
Yeah, although it didn't level my health up, so that's a concern.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes you just have
it's-
to do it manually.
It is imperfect, shall we say. Features, Bard. Oh, no, wait. I can just click Bard from level 7 to level 8.
Where is that?
If you go to features... Yeah, oh, and this should also be level 8, shouldn't it? Wait, no, I don't have 17 hit dice. That sounds wrong.
Oh, I did level 9.
Oh, I'm a level 9 Bard and I can get rid of this. Right? God.
Damn, Shandi rolled bad on his hit points again. What a surprise.
Oh no, I rolled well. What is your hit points?
I am now at 63 total hit points.
I'm at 80.
I don't think I've ever rolled over a 5 on my hit points.
I don't even know what I roll for me.
I also took the tough feat, so that
Yeah, and I have bad con for a fighter because that's just how Shandi rolls.
D8. It's a D8 plus con, that's right.
So it helped. It says it did everything except give me 5th level spells.
Okay, you can add this manually.
My passive perception is now 25, Blake.
Jesus Christ.
Just so you know.
Alright. Cool. So nothing will ever be hidden again.
Like I have almost 20 hit points higher than Shandi.
And if you use
that's
passive
surprising.
investigation, it's 26.
I don't know if you can passively investigate.
Yeah.
Or maybe I do. It does show level 4 spells. It's just not letting me scroll down far enough.
Oh yeah, I have a 5th level spell slot now. Look at that.
What was your choice paralysis? If not
Spells.
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 Oh.
Just gotta pick a spell real quick.
Yeah.
What spells did you pick, Tommy?
I thought a lot about it, and then I didn't pick any.
Yeah.
Hey, same. I mean, we only get to pick one, or I do anyway. I don't know what
I
you
get
pick.
Tommy gets 2.
Yeah, I get to pick one.
What spells did you pick, Winfield?
Indomitable.
Arguably better than some 5th level spells.
I rolled a
passive.
3 on my my hit points, which is really good.
That's solid, man.
3 plus your con?
Plus my con, so 5 total. My con's not very good.
From a
What's your hit point total?
63.
Oh, you're two above me.
Look at that.
That's rough.
That's why I'm the tank of the party.
What are your hit die, though?
Mine's a D8.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. like I can't scroll down in spellbook far enough to see 5th level.
Widen it.
It did nothing.
What are you talking
Do you
about?
want D&D Beyond spells or D&D?
This. We'll pop it out and then widen it. Sorry.
I did.
That usually works for me. I go to spellbook. No, you don't have 5th level spells. Oh no, you do. Widen it and then make the window as big as possible. You got 0 out of 1 5th level spell slots on your sheet right now.
I have it popped out and filling the entire screen, and
I don't know what to tell you then. I'm looking at it here, and I got it working, but it did take some finagling. So continue to finagle, but I'm also trying to find a better character sheet for you guys. So
Is it metagaming if I make sure Tommy and I don't take the same 5th level spells?
Well, we're having a cuddle puddle right now, so maybe we could talk about it at night.
Sure.
Mutter.
There you go. Now it's
mutter about it in our sleep.
Now it's not metagaming. Yeah, you have 1 5th level spell slot.
Yeah, but like,
if you put them on your sheet, it will extend the page. Like you add spells to your sheet, it will extend.
I know,
the
but
page.
like, I have more than the only 4th level spells I can see is Giant Insect and Blade, and I know there's others.
It's
I see
just confusion. You only have 3 in there.
Yeah, but I can't see confusion.
Just add more, and you'll be able to scroll farther though. Like if you add a bunch of 5th level spells, then you'll be able to scroll into that. That's the only solution right now for the character sheets that we have.
Okay.
God,
I think Legend Lore is just too my character to not take.
Okay, if you take Legend Lore, I will not take Legend Lore because I was considering it.
But it's also your character, so I mean,
it's a lot more your character. I would say take it because there's a lot of trickery stuff that I feel like is very Septon-esque. Take. Also, I'm so tempted to take animate objects just to make Blake spawn in 10 daggers every time.
I literally was gonna do that too. I was gonna do that too.
Spawn in 1,000 daggers.
I mean, you can do that. I can make those for you.
Give them all an initiative. They're all size tiny.
That's not that hard in this system. I mean, Winfield has to do that every fucking game. I just make one, and you guys have to drag them out of the summons and spells area. That's your problem.
So my new circle spells are Cloud Kill and Contagion.
Cloud Kill's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm taking a combat
And I don't think
spell.
it gave me circle spells, so I have to.
No, you're gonna have to add this because this is.
I guess I could drop an older spell and take another 5th level spell, couldn't I?
You are allowed to do that, yeah.
Is it finally time to drop Fairy Fire? It's never one.
It won't let me see it. Come on.
Do you get Fairy Fire from your racial features?
No, I'm not a drow. Hey, where is... Wait a minute. Where is Healing Word? It's not on my... Healing Word's not on my,
Remember, the character sheets we were using went away, so some things didn't survive.
I think it was there last session, though.
I mean, unless you removed it.
I also only have 2 cantrips, which I should have 1 more. Very strange.
I feel like I have to take Insect Plague. It's just.
Oh
like,
no, it's because I have action spells.
You're not on your spell book, you're on your actions. Yeah.
No, I had spellbook
You were
filtered by
sorting,
actions,
right.
so my bonus action spells were missing.
There you go.
There we go. That makes more sense.
I mean, Insect Plague is in character for Tether to have.
Yeah, so I'm taking it.
I mean, you could change your spells every day though.
I know. I'm just gonna add a bunch to my character sheet. I'm not gonna say they're all.
Well, there's
like...
a button for what is prepared and what isn't. There we go. I know when you import D&D Beyond Druids into Foundry, it puts all of the spells you can have on the sheet, and you can click the prepared button on them. But I don't know where.
Seems
that
like
is.
not a great way to do that.
Oh, I've been using a Google Doc that just says I copy and paste spells onto.
Fair. Oh, that might be prepared. You can manually prepare your spell books and your spells and your thing, and then you can click the prepared button, and it'll only show you the ones you have prepared. Let me pull up. I don't entirely remember how to do that, but we could figure it out together. Prepared 13. Yeah.
I have 8 side dice now.
Jesus. That's a lot of dice.
Tree stride.
I think I'm gonna take Gias.
Ease.
Yes.
That's a really good spell.
It is a potentially session-breaking spell. I'm not gonna call it campaign-breaking, but
I'm so excited to teleport behind all you bitches.
why do I just have a new spell?
It probably put that on there when you hit level up.
Yeah, we're just gonna delete that and I'm gonna drag a spell on. Yep. D&D Beyond spells, or do I want the SRD spells?
D&D Beyond spells is the one with all of them. SRD just has the SRD.
I think Gias is in the SRD though.
Most of them are in the SRD. It doesn't really matter. You can. I would say pick D&D Beyond spells because that's like kind of updated.
Oh, I accidentally added Cloud Kill twice.
I don't know if that dragged on at all.
Also, you could look at the Asarian spells if you wanted. I don't know if any of them are good for any of you guys, but that's there. So.
Where's that?
I took one.
It's an item. It's near. It's where DDB spells is. It's up at the top. Asarian spells.
Asarian spells. There's no way to sort these. Just gotta click on them.
You can search.
Can't sort them by level and who can use them though.
Nope, you can't.
There's that. Can I cast this? Nope, that's for paladins. What about this, huh? Those aren't the right level. These are all paladin spells.
There's there's 2 paladin spells on there.
They're both the 5th levels.
Yeah, but you could pick other spells.
Blake, I think you made a mistake.
Yeah?
Siphon Potential says it's only Warlock, but I want it.
Yeah, only Warlock. That's a Warlock spell.
But what if I want it?
Sorry.
Okay, but I already took Hemorrhage and Grievous Affliction.
I don't think I can I don't think I can drag a spell onto a window that's popped out.
That might be.
Does Septon have Counterspell?
No. I don't think bards have Counterspell on their list.
I think they do.
Do have Counterspell.
Or Counter Charm. We've never cast it.
It might be Counterspell might be an arcane secret that a lot of bards take, but let me just.
I think a lot of bards take arcane secrets. Counterspell. I can't open my character sheet now.
Refresh.
I'm gonna quit out of Foundry and come back in.
Yeah, no, bards don't naturally have Counterspell. Maybe lore bards do naturally have Counterspell.
Lore bards might have it. Wait, do
God
different
bless
bards
you.
get? Do different bards get different spells they can pick from? Can I pick different spells?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
A lot of classes do.
No.
Does anybody really know?
No. It's not like rules for that or anything.
Only there was a book where all of this was.
Actions.
I don't even play with my character sheet open. I just say numbers and see what happens.
I'm just saying stuff.
Chelsea, what was your question?
Is there a way to reorder your action or anything, any lists?
I think they're just alphabetical within
They
their
are
category.
definitely not.
They're not alphabetical.
No.
Try.
Like, I just
Guys,
want
guess
my
what?
attack that I use the most at the top. But
Go fuck yourself is the Foundry response.
Might be. Oh,
So,
yeah, I'm looking at the wrong
inventory you can is look like actions I can't.
Yeah, it's possible that you can't do it with actions just because of the way the sheet works, because it's pulling from a different.
Can I rename
One.
it as one?
Yeah, if you want to, that's totally fine.
Why do I have
Whatever
four
makes
instances of... Why do I have
Makes
4 instances of Gias on my fucking...
You got 4 of them. You got 4 Giases, dude.
I can just Gias.
Yeah,
Guys,
I think
remember
everything but actions you can reorder, but actions just based off of how they are. They're being pulled from
That's so
something else.
rude to me.
Guys, do you remember that in the last session where both Shandi and Uno went down, and it was just me there, and I had to pick one to heal,
No.
and I chose you. No, I did. I chose Shandi.
It was Shandi.
Because I was like, I can't cast 2 spells. The girl has the healer feat,
There you go.
Uh-oh.
so I could have gotten both of you up.
Look at that. Now we
know.
know.
You gotta use your noggin.
Now we
You
know.
gotta.
Ah, I knew it! There's a button to just attack with my weapon.
You gotta make it.
No, I don't have to make it. I never made it, but I knew it existed and I found it.
I think I made that.
Didn't make it,
actually.
Bleak.
I think I made that for you.
You might have made it. I also might have made it.
No, you didn't.
Somebody
make it.
made
You
it.
just told me.
All right, I'm doing my HP roll because
Alright.
Foundry did not do it for me. Cross your
With
fingers,
the
everybody.
blessing.
This could be a really long level 9. 6, baby! Woo!
Hey, max health.
Nice.
Better.
6 plus 3.
Wait, did you get better HP up than Shandi did this level?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tommy, did you roll a 6 or are you getting 6 total?
I rolled a 6 and then I get my con is
Yeah,
3. So.
alright, so, yeah. Almost double my,
I don't
my
know that
total.
I can physically change my health though.
You
You gotta go to the gear.
gotta hit
Click on the
that.
little gear next
I
to
hit the gear. I have it popped out. Maybe that's why.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll appear in the Foundry window, not over your character sheet.
28.
Yeah, I can just hit the button. Hit the button.
Nice.
Rolling.
You could
I'm
just-
wasting all these good rolls.
You just roll a dice also.
Fuck dice. Who has dice?
Oh, come on, man.
Like when we were playing Magic earlier this week, that was the first time I pulled out those dice in like 6 months.
It's a real bummer, dude.
A long time. A long time
That's,
since I've rolled
that's,
those
why, that's
dice.
why I have to play Strahd.
We're not playing Strahd.
Oh, we are.
I was at a party with Brandon last night, and Jess was like, "Oh, Peter needs Strahd," and I was like, "Shut the fuck up." No, she did.
Jess is on our team. Jess is right. She's on the right
Jess
side
was
of
like-
history.
She's like, "Brandon, Peter needs to borrow Strahd," and I was like, "No, I fucking don't.
Yeah, you do actually.
Not running Strahd.
Oh, you sure
Yeah.
are.
Session 0 is on Saturday.
Yeah.
Session 0 will always be on Saturday."
How are we doing on level ups, guys?
Oh, good.
I'm good.
Pretty much done.
I'm done.
Sweet. All right. Well, the overlay isn't going to change to say that you're level 9. I'm sorry, but for you weren't in the living room this whole time. We've been talking about leveling up.
Does this look like a living room to you?
All right. So you're just gonna have to imagine it says level 9 on there. Sorry.
Everybody watching, take a Sharpie and write 9 on your screen.
Yeah, please do that.
Over.
All right. The next morning comes. You're all healed up. You're feeling stronger than ever. In fact.
Woo!
Do we just like wait to see?
I mean, you know where he is.
Yeah,
I thought we said we were getting breakfast with him.
true.
That was a suggestion thrown out. Yeah.
I just start talking when I'm nervous. Sorry, guys. Is everyone feeling hungry?
I could go for some breakfast.
We can do like a mini calisthenics here to work up an appetite.
I'd be happy to lead as the most devoted. Like as Everett's been challenging me recently for most devoted calisthenics member.
So why don't you both lead half a session and we'll see who does better.
Okay, Everett, do you want to lead the warm up or do you want to lead the main the main workout?
I think that maybe on this one, I'm gonna just watch and just check your form, and then
All right.
Yeah,
I expect honest feedback.
of course.
Una has done her classic, wraps herself in a blanket, and walks downstairs to get coffee. And with a 24 stealth, maybe you notice. Maybe.
Una's just kind of not there when you start running calisthenics.
All right, calisthenics time. Let's do it.
Yeah, Shandi, you lead them in a rousing indoor
Should we
calisthenics, or do you go outside?
Do we need to make athletics checks?
I mean, here I think we're just gonna do a little short one in here. We don't need to do the full the 3-mile run or anything.
Okay. Yeah, everybody make athletics checks, sure.
I always forget
Should I make a performance check to lead it?
Yes, make a performance.
I always forget that
Can I make an
Scepter has...
investigation check to check his form?
Are you participating, Everett?
Yeah, of course.
Then make an athletics check first.
Septon nat 1, but it's still a 10.
But it's still an at 1.
Oof.
What did you roll? What, Winfield?
8.
Okay. I was gonna ask if you rolled well, if we could get advantage on this athletics, but oh well.
I rolled a 7, so.
I rolled a 14!
With a nat 1, I still did better than Everett at athletics.
Yeah, Septon, you're beat. And so you try to give it your all, but you feel weirdly tired this morning.
Sleeping perpendicular across Tether wasn't great on the back.
You're sore, you're creaky in all the wrong places. Everett, it's kind of par for the course, to be honest. It is what it is. Tether, you've done this a million times. You can do calisthenics. Unfortunately, though, Shandi is not very good at leading calisthenics, as he gets too invested. I feel like Shandi gets too invested in doing them, and he's not great at communicating what's supposed to be happening.
Yeah, just sort of start doing things, not no call outs. Worst Zoom instructor, or worst.
Can I make a topical reference?
Yeah.
Sure.
I feel like Sean D doing running calisthenics is like Joan of Arc in the movie Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
That was a timely reference right there. That was a very timely reference.
Does anyone remember the mall sequence where Joan of Arc runs a calisthenics class?
Vaguely. I vaguely remember that. I think the last time I watched Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure was like a decade ago, though.
Cool.
I liked it. Thank you, Michael.
No problem.
Yeah, so it's not a great calisthenics. Not very good. Una, you sort of find wherever the servants are eating, and you can get a thing of coffee. I give you one. By the time, if you return, do you go back after?
Sorry, I was catching up on the Malsey. Yeah, I'll return and can I just keep that same stealth check and be in the corner with my coffee watching them?
Yeah, Everett and Septon are wiped. Tether's doing pretty good, and Shandi's just kind of in his own world exercising. It's not a great morning calisthenics, as you've seen. Got nothing on Sheena's morning calisthenics.
I've got little to-go cups for the rest of them too.
That was really good, Shanti. You should be proud of yourself.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Thanks, Shandi. You looked good.
Oh, well. I'm glad to have your feedback. Did you like the high knees better or the downward dog?
Or
are you more of a fan of star jumps?
I've known them as as what's the drawing of the man?
The Vitruvian Man?
Yes, the Vitruvian Man.
Oh.
Yeah,
also, I don't think I know
lore now. I fucking guess.
I don't know what any of those mean because you didn't really call out anything.
Oh, I thought I was. I guess that was just in my head.
Oh, You do hear hustle and bustle outside. It seems as though people are leaving. The guests are leaving now. So people are, as you sort of the half windows at the top of your sort of basement area, you are seeing people shuffling on out to that tent up on the hill where the temporary teleportation circle was set up when you arrived.
Okay.
Now's our chance.
Are you guys ready to have a very awkward breakfast?
I got you all coffees.
Oh, lovely.
Thank you.
Emerges from her blanket.
Everyone goes, oh, jeez, where'd you come from? I thought I was supposed to be the one scaring people.
By the way, Luna, what happened?
What happened when?
When remember when we got here last night and you said, "Oh wait, tell me about the day I missed."
Yeah.
What happened in your day?
My day. We can talk about that later.
Are you okay? Would you
Yeah.
ever lie to us?
Yes, I would.
Oh, okay, that's good. It's good to have boundaries.
For my sanity right now, I will lie to you and say I'm fine, but with a promise that I will tell you soon.
Okay.
Good enough.
How's that?
Let's
Get
go.
this chat with the Jade Prince done, and then.
Cool. Yeah, you head on up, and sure enough, you see the Jade Prince and Basil Hornberry sort of saying goodbyes to people as they leave. But Jade Prince catches your eye and smiles. Says, I thank you for your service. I need to pay you for the great job you did. Sort of pointedly looking at Hornberry, who's again looking kind of mad that you're here at all. So whenever, come on up to the office and we can get you that money.
Thanks. I
I'll
think
look
we're
at
on our
the
way out,
corridor.
so maybe now's a good time. If it's good for you.
Is fine. Yes.
Great.
I'll look at Hornborn and say, we also accept tips.
I'll keep it in mind.
All right. Let's go.
Yeah, Jade Prince leads you on up to Hornberry's office. Closes the door. Says, "So, have a bit of a think." Oh, I didn't.
That's not good.
I don't
Unless
need sleep in the same way that you do.
Okay.
Wait.
Where's the spread?
Hmm?
The spread?
The spread. Like the food last night?
Oh, I thought we agreed we're gonna have breakfast.
We did talk about breakfast.
You mentioned having breakfast. I did not. I don't really have time for that today, unfortunately. You'll have to excuse my lack of decorum.
Speaking of lack of decorum, since we're not having breakfast, do you mind if we eat rations while we have this conversation?
You can have breakfast. There's food available for you. I don't really want to eat it right now.
Well, members of our party imbibe.
Is there a menu?
Why don't we? And I think I speak for the entire group here. Is that fair to say, Captain? Okay. I feel that this has been an excellent representation of partnership that we have brought to the table, and that you have brought to the table, and I feel that we should. We look forward to continued overtures from you, just as I'm sure that you do for us. And furthermore, we feel that our position, being where we are, both sort of in stature and geography, is an important one, especially for someone with your aspirations. And we feel that if you could continue to express your desire to be in our good graces, then we would be accepting of that. And I think the first way that could take place is if you send us home with the prince.
Bold, may I say. I like it.
Thanks.
I like it. I'm not against that. I've done some thinking. And I think the prince may be safe in the hands of your establishment.
Excellent. We see it as a give and take relationship. We have given, and now we would like to take a bit.
What have you given?
Well, nearly our lives discovering the fact that one of your guests was killed by what we can only assume is one of the most dangerous creatures of the world.
Fair. Yes. A slight give. I'm willing to send him home with you on 2 conditions. 1, he does not break free of your organization. You will be held responsible for that, in my eyes, at the very least. Not your teachers, not your administrators, not your guards, you. I don't have a deal with them. We have a deal. And secondly, you continue to look into our electrifying friend and share any findings you have with me.
Easy.
To be
Well, then.
frank, we usually don't let threads go. We were probably going to at least do a little basic research anyway.
Then I read you correctly. Well, if that is, if that's amenable, then I'm happy. I'm happy, more than happy, to send him home with you. He's already proven a bit of a handful, so.
Not to get too contractual with our language here. However, I would ask, does breaking free constitute a geographical limitation, or, moreover, some sort of an intentional limitation? As
Right,
in,
I mean, if he goes
if
up
he
to town
intends to
for the
leave us-
day and comes
if he intends
home
to leave us,
again,
that's different than if he goes to further exert our interest somewhere else.
If
Right.
you were to take your dog to the park, I wouldn't call that escaping from your home.
Right.
We have a dog.
Oh God, we
I-
do.
Interesting. Great.
That thing might have killed somebody by now.
Awuna would never do that.
She
She's
would.
really well.
She is a mud elemental.
I
He's
trained her
still
all
a
summer.
puppy.
He is a mud elemental and could absolutely kill someone.
The only
Oh.
thing she would kill is someone's complexion, because those mud licks will make you break out.
Right.
The
Or a little
puppy
off
notwithstanding, I think I speak for behalf of the group to say that we agree to your terms.
I mean, to be clear, you take him somewhere with you, not a problem. You send him somewhere alone, that's a problem.
What if it's somewhere where he's still, within the bounds of our control? He runs up to town one night.
How do you
Purchases-
would you let your dog run out to the store alone? I mean, again, he is your responsibility.
And once we train her enough, I would trust Awuna to go into town alone to get us something.
Well, hey,
I would
that
not,
is-
so I
that
see your
is-
point.
That is entirely your call. But he is known to wander. So I'd be
Sounds
careful.
like keep him within our...
I'd be careful is all. If something goes wrong, it's your responsibility.
Fair enough.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Since we're being nice and honest with each other,
what we
while
do.
you were thinking last night, what advantageous position did you realize you'd find yourself in it by giving us him?
I
When you Just leave. When you get what you want, just leave.
No, I like the audacity. Some of your words rang true, and some other things became clear to me. And some other allegiances were revealed.
We just had a whole conversation last night how we hate generalities.
I'm not being general. That's what happened.
Proper nouns. Okay. It was a little step for me to even ask.
I mean, I can't
Crumbs.
I can't put my whole hand on the table.
Tell her we'll
You
be
get what you want. Leave. Just leave.
But I do need to pay you. And he reaches into the desk and pulls out a large leather sack and drops it on the table. Your payment, as promised.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How much was the payment?
10,000.
Split 5 ways.
I can awaken 10 trees with that amount.
2,000.
Well, thanks so much. We'll see you next time. This has been fun.
If you don't mind, I will send him your way. Unless you want to travel with him, but you'll have to find a way to restrain him. I have him.
I could chat.
I have him chained. Well, feel free to talk to him. He's in the.
Could chat with him.
I mean, he is yours now. Feel free to have a conversation, but I can arrange him to be given to you in a way that I can guarantee his lack of escape. Or if you have a different solution, you're more than welcome to use it.
Let me go.
All right. Let's go have a conversation.
Right. He says, yes, he's in the larder. And then a key just appears in front of your face, Septon. And then boop, boop, drops into your hand. You notice that when he casts spells, he does not use he's using no somatic components for these.
Yikes.
I mean, I cast spells without somatic components.
But the spells he's casting would tend, like Wrist Pocket, which he just cast, does have a somatic component.
Interesting.
Okay.
Perhaps this is not the Jade Prince.
Okay.
All right.
We'll go
Pleasure
down.
doing business with you. Looking forward to it in the future.
Looking forward to a wonderful, wonderful working relationship. And do say hi to Cole for me.
Of course.
Yeah, and you are free to go. Yeah, you make your way over to that larder. Sure enough, it is locked, and the key does fit the lock. If you open the door, you see inside. Nimneth is in the center of the room on his knees. You see glowing green chains attached to his arms, his neck, and chaining him to the ground. And he's just sort of sitting there, but cold is radiating off of him. His icy armor has been removed and is placed in the corner of the room. And he is just in sort of stiff, almost starched cloth clothing.
Hi.
Expression does not change as you enter.
I'll say in Sylvan. Hi.
Looks at you.
I'll also join in Sylvan. Hey. We've negotiated some terms for your release. Don't know if you'll love them. But we can get you out of here.
And cage me where?
No chains, I don't think.
No chains. If you cooperate. Looser chains, shall we say.
But chains nonetheless.
We are from
Ever,
Go
you,
ahead.
You speak Sylvan?
you don't speak Sylvan, do you?
Oh, my bad. Sorry. No.
We are from an organization of misfits and outcasts. Some metaphorical, some literal outcasts. I suppose you as well, Tyler.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'd essentially ask you to come join us. We're in an environment for training, learning, honing our skills together. Under the negotiation, you would have to stay with us, but you wouldn't be in a dark room like this.
We go
if
to
you-
a lot of cool places.
We do. We take some interesting adventures. We see some interesting parts of the world. Kymian archives. We went to Hell once. Portal of Feywild at one point. Swung by there.
Yeah.
The point is, what I'm gonna try to explain here is that what we were just told is if you come with us willingly, your options are you come with us willingly, or the Chancellor puts another restriction on you and then you come with us. I'd much prefer the first one.
Yeah.
You lay a false choice at my feet.
We're kind of stuck with our own false choice.
I think it does not matter what I say.
I don't think so. I think you have some agency to, like, you either are in, like, physical chains or just, like, a little more mental chain.
He's probably threatening enchantment of some sort. You come with us, you're only bound by your word to not leave. I know that's important.
Yeah, also, I'm not gonna put it past that guy up there to, like, not, like, torture or something. It's some bad
True,
vibes.
he has very important people under glamour charms. Would not wish that upon you.
It's not
That does-
possible
or not-
upon me. The
that
glamours
might be true.
the glamours of this world and the next have no effect on my kind.
That's true, isn't it?
So going back to more physical, not niceness, that might happen. And I don't...
Chains of the flesh and chains of the heart are both chains.
Yeah, but the heart one might be a little more comfier.
There is no comfort to be found in captivity. You approach me with no choice at all. Do what you will.
Come with us and the captivity will end eventually. The place we work is a school. 5 years after, you're free to go. Not to mention, if you come with us, who knows if your current captor will have any sway in 5 years. We offer you a temporary chains. He offers you permanent.
There is
And
no
that is a choice.
There is no guarantee. The chains set to dissolve will in fact dissolve. Your honeyed words mean nothing to me, captors.
Oh my god. I mean, like, a chance is better than no chance. We could have killed you out in that field, and I'm glad we
That's
didn't.
true.
Because your friend did, like, abandon you, which was not cool.
He sort of smirks at that and looks down, shakes his head. Will you take me, or will you continue to lay lies at my feet?
I'll take you if you cooperate. If you stay with us. If we can have your word on that.
I do not give my word to captors. I do not give my word to anyone.
I mean,
I go where the ice breeze takes me. I serve no master but my own heart. You may chain me physically, you may chain me mentally, you may chain me with your words. But when you turn to dust, I will remain. and I will walk free once more.
What's he saying?
Okay, that's cool.
He's being in common. He's being obstinate. He
If
takes
that's the case, let's call his bluff.
What do you mean? Again, in common. What do you mean call his bluff?
I think that this is a test. I think that if we take him, we're just like every other captor. But if we leave, then we've proven that our intentions with him were pure of heart, and clearly that's what he's most interested in. Maybe I'm wrong, and if I'm wrong, I save us some headache, and if I'm right, maybe he pays attention and he listens to us.
Wait, if we leave, we were pure of heart? I figured it'd be the other way around. We bring him.
He sees us as not as saviors, but as captors. And his choice is to tell us to F off. If that's his choice, then we should F off. And if he reconsiders, then great. And if he doesn't reconsider, well, that's a whole lot of headache we don't have now.
Can I insight check Nimneth to see if he understands what they're saying?
Yeah.
19.
He doesn't. He hears sounds, but you recognize when people are comprehending language. He's just sort of sitting there watching.
While they're talking, Tether's is just rambling on like what the property looks like. Her little Lothlorien she made. You know, like the squirrels and their alliance with the opossums.
Acorn gang.
The Acorn gang and their alliance with the opossums, and they're trying to.
Something is hearing all this, isn't
Yeah,
he?
while he's talking to Everett about this important decision.
This is the torture. This is where the part where we. Samson's the good cop. Tether's the bad cop.
Bad cop.
Unknowingly,
Heather
the
doesn't know
bad
she's
cop.
the bad cop.
Yeah. She doesn't know she's the bad cop.
So they offered another carton of carrots, which was thrown asunder in scorn, which was a big deal in the Robin circles, let me tell you.
Yeah, I think I see your point. Yeah, Everett.
Plus, I mean, he seems to have the look of someone who has had, well, I guess there's a thing that happens to you when you've been around a while. You start to lose sight of, well, connection with other people. I had it happen to me, and a lot of the people I knew had it happen to them. I think it's happened to him because of all of the hurt that he's felt in his life.
So we cure him with the power of friendship.
All right.
Well, it worked for me.
We let him show up in a little while, and then. Did you stop moving the microphone, Mango?
So that's
Why don't
when
we do
I
this?
I'm not
called
doing
the water
anything.
slide.
Why are you calling
And
me
if you really
Mango?
press that
Weird.
hard, you really get some air.
Here, how
It's
about
a lot of
this?
fun.
How about this? Septon, call his bluff. Give him the key. Say,
No,
just
no,
trust me. Give him the
do
key.
that.
Say to him, this is going to cause me a whole lot of headache if you take advantage of this. And I'm willing to take that.
That is gonna get the Jade Prince pissed at us if he just gets the key and leaves.
Well, I think it's a chance worth taking. I think this is an ally worth making. And I think this could be the way to do it.
He's gonna leave.
Yeah, but you have to be careful with the lake.
He's gonna leave if we do that, Everett.
Will eat you on the
I don't-
bottom. But
All
don't
I'm saying is it requires trust. If you can't express trust to someone else, they will never express trust to you.
I don't trust him, Everett.
Beautiful.
He just told me to go fuck myself. I came to him and I was like, hey, I can get you out of this situation. I can get you to a nice, much nicer spot. I even told him that if he comes to us for a while, he'll be free later when this is all done with. He can just
And
leave.
what did he say to
It's a
that?
temporary thing. He told me to go fuck myself.
No, what did he say? What did he say?
He said it's the same. He was like, oh, temporary temporary chains and permanent chains are the same. Oh, a nice cell and a shitty cell are the same.
You
So
should
we
tell
give
him
we
that.
break his cell.
You should tell him about that other angsty kid who's a freshman. You think he'd get along with?
Honestly, there's a part of me that wants to see if he has any connection with the stag, but that's just because they're both
That's what I was
cold.
thinking too.
They're
Is
just
that
both
racist?
cold. It's not great.
Is that offensive? Wait, just mention Elias. Come on.
So typical dog training courses. I figured out.
You
was
really
not
think I
gonna
should
work.
mention? And then Septon in Sylvan is going to say the stag.
Ooh.
Una, with your crazy perception, you do notice his eyes very briefly flicker to Septon when he says that.
All right, and Septon
then continues to look at nothing.
just in Septon's head. I'm gonna go. Yes. Yep. Yeah. Go. Stag.
Septon will turn back and be like, Septon will look at him again and say, listen, I don't know how I can get through to you anymore, but as somebody who was an outcast themselves and wandered around for a while, somebody who likewise broke from her group, you'd fit right in with us. And we've got cursed bloodlines, forgotten histories, control of nobles. We've got our friend the stag.
Septon motions to Una, but she doesn't know what he said.
Septon's gesturing to everybody.
I know.
He's
But
some sort of guy possessed by an ancient sword. Septon throws the stag in there, like just kind of casually with the rest of them.
You don't notice anything, but Una, you do notice his eyebrows sort of flick a little bit when Septon is saying something.
My point is, you'd be in good company. All of us are stuck in one way or another. We all have a certain chain on us. We're around likewise people. We're all trying to figure out how to get those chains off.
Yeah,
Hell,
my mom's Zuctamoy.
true, actually. Hell, one of the guys there, the one I said, who is, carries the cursed sword, literally wears chains regularly, like all the time.
But I don't know if that's like an aesthetic choice.
No, I think it's a control thing. I
don't know.
My point is, you'd be in good company, be in a better place than this. Yes, I'm offering you a gilded cage. Sure, think of it that way, but it's a gilded cage we're all on our way getting out of. Like I said, come with us now. Or stay here and we'll let you go. Sir, stay here and we'll see you later. But I'd love to start out this relationship on the right foot. Sorry, restart this relationship. On better footing, perhaps?
What do they call you, summer child?
Septon Xanthus. And you?
I think you know.
Be polite to exchange names.
Since when have my kind been polite?
Got me there.
Very well. Gilded cage it is.
Alright. And Septon will go to undo the locks on the chains.
So you have your choice of riding Amy or Nalifar?
Is that how we're getting back? I think we're teleporting back.
We're teleport. Oh yeah.
Shandi, can you grab his things for him?
Yes, no problem. By the way, do you know where they put my cloak? I guess he doesn't understand me.
Oh,
I'll just look for my cloak while I get his things.
You do find your cloak folded in the corner next to his armor.
Alright, I put my cloak back on.
We'll hand him his weapons and items back.
We kept this just in case.
He doesn't like accept them, and he just kind of looks at you, confused.
What? We said you're one of us. You're coming with us. You'll need your things.
Yeah, I'll offer him
aren't they?
his sword back as well.
He takes his sword. Are your kind all this stupid?
Nah, just me.
Or very bad academically, yeah.
And I've recently found out there's only one of me, so yes.
I think he's still speaking Sylvan.
Yeah, none of this is
yeah.
common. He doesn't understand
fine.
common.
Trust me, those two are much smarter than us two.
Oh yeah, we're dumb.
It actually points to Una and Everett as the smart ones, but then him and Tether as the stupid ones. I don't remember what Shandi's int is like.
That doesn't matter.
Actually pretty good.
It doesn't matter. This school has been a drain on his intelligence. He's gotten stupider with every passing day.
How many other captives are there in this place we head to?
It's 5.
6 in our group.
6 in our group? Right. Turn's been away for a while. Sometimes you go away for a while, you go on a trip, you come back.
You
Come back.
There's 5 of us.
You willingly return to your cage?
Pretty nice. People are cool, the food's good. You learn more, you get stronger, you go out, you do more crazy stuff. It's a nice time.
Every time I've
yeah.
gone out, I think I've found more cages, so I prefer this one.
True. There's 6 of us, and then there's a younger group. What do we got? We got Karak, Elias, the Night Girl, Maeve, the Sneaky Bastard, and the Juggler. So another 6. Am I forgetting anybody?
No.
That sounds about right.
I have no intention of attending your school.
Oh, me neither, am I right? High five.
Do you wish to strike me?
Oh no, I learned this too. People here, when they like agree on something, they slap hands together lightly.
That sounds unpleasant.
Yeah.
Oh no,
You'd
it's
be
lightly.
You'd be surprised, and Septon slaps slaps Tether's hand.
Right?
And Septon just turns and slaps
Have
him.
No!
Septon high fives Tether.
Right.
You'll get used to it. Believe me, I was weirded out by this plane when I got here. They have some hang-ups around here. Awful.
Can't be worse than our home.
I liked our home. Till they kicked me out.
Than that we have in common.
Yep.
Speaking of which, are you interested in learning?
Right, you said you wouldn't be attending the school. Like, you're just gonna hang around? It'll be fine. Tether skips class all the time.
You can,
All the time.
You can keep me in a cage. You can't force me to polish it.
Fair enough, honestly.
Well, lead the way. Captives.
Alright.
Okay. Tether's
Do
just gonna
they
come
know
up.
how to speak?
Not this language.
There's other languages?
Oh my god, there's thousands, Septon says. I mean, for one, there's Elvish, Septon says in Elvish.
Also, Una can use her psychic whispers can. You've seen her speak to somebody who doesn't share a language with her.
Yeah.
Telepathically.
You have that ability.
We'll figure out a way to
Elvish.
help you communicate with him.
Elvish is
A bastardization of Sylvan? Is that what you're gonna say?
No.
That it's hard to learn because I'm right there with you. It took a while.
I've never
What other
tried.
languages does our group speak? Yeah, back in common. What
Halfling.
languages do you guys speak?
Halfling, telepathy, thieves' cant, common.
Everett?
I
Sean
had a
D?
great question.
Is it even on this character sheet? I only have Common and Elvish written down.
Ooh. I'm looking at my...
Do you speak Elvish? Septon will ask to Nimneth.
He sort of furrows his brow. And he responds, no, in Elvish.
Fair enough.
And in Sylvan he says, it's the child of our language.
I mean, kinda, yeah.
Languages can have sex?
No.
Actually, yes. I actually don't know if gendered language is a thing in Asaria, but...
Maybe, I don't know. I haven't thought that.
If you have...
I've written...
if
Seleucian
is French,
Seleucian
there's
is
gendered
absolutely a
language.
gendered language, yeah.
Then adjectives arguably... Yeah.
Words can procreate here.
It was a joke. Well, double entendre.
This is a stretch.
I'm a bard.
Do I have a book for you? They have a lot of weird sayings here. I'll take in my idiom book.
Well, I suppose we should get going.
Well, you know what
We
they
wanna-
say, words can procreate.
Words can fuck.
Words can fuck.
Words do be fucking.
Words do be fucking. That's gonna be the title of this episode.
Good.
Words do be fucking, episode 73.
Una says words do be fucking, her common catchphrase. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Episode ends.
Yeah, he waits patiently for you to lead him.
Wow.
Alright, then... I think we're good to go, Septon will say in common.
Cool.
I can't believe this motherfucker said there are other languages and then was aware of Elvish.
He
Like,
doesn't he doesn't consider
fuck
that
yourself.
another language. He considers that like a dialect, if anything.
slang.
Pretty much,
Like
yeah.
text-
Like
Text chat.
I mean,
I like
yeah, because elves are what happened when Fae left the Feywild, you know? Like
like
that's
the
how
idea.
that's what elves are. So he's like, yeah, those kids have their words. Like that's how
I
he
like-
feels about Elvish.
I like the idea.
Or it's
that
like-
everyone, to people on the material plane, elves are like these fancy, higher, pompous beings, and in the Feywild, the elves are like Yaldative.
Or is like the Elvish word for no the same as the Sylvan word for no? So when you ask, like, do you speak Elvish? You're like, no.
What if Elvish was just Australian? It's like nar.
No.
listen.
It's just
There's a
Sylvan
lot.
with a heavy accent.
Listen, there's a lot of elves that come from a land down under.
Hey!
All drow have Australian accents.
Down under comment.
The land down under, full of
And
dangerous
Elvish
animals.
Elvish just tried
full
to
of-
put on a British accent.
It's full of dangerous animals. They got fucking huge spiders there. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all sort of like.
Do not smell Kangaroo Jack campaign coming.
Next time you meet a drow, you better be like, "Oh, crikey, mate!"
Dude, I cannot do an Australian accent to save my life. I don't know. Those of you who remember salad bowlers,
Trying to tell time.
whenever Wallace wasn't there and I had to play that character, I just couldn't. Just couldn't
Wallace.
do that.
Hole in the
Yes.
ground that tells us the time of day.
Reminds me when I was
Premier
trying to work on my
11 is
Australian. I watched
completely
this.
ununderstandable.
I have perfect,
When I was-
perfect Australian. My favorite thing to bother my brother with, who is basically Australian at this point, is I convince him that I think my Australian accent is really good, and it pisses him off so much, which makes his accent stronger.
When I was trying to get better at Australian, I watched exclusively Fortnite YouTubers, so I only know how to say, "Let's get looted up and head down to the glider."
When I went to an aquarium in Sydney, I heard this group of girls, one of them went, If I were a mermaid, I would so hang out here. Word for word. That is what they said.
Incredible, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh,
I can't
God.
do Australian accent, unfortunately. So
Mermaid.
you just got to imagine that all the drow are Australian sounding. From now on.
It was Phoenix who made it canon that drow tell time from holes in the ground.
Yeah, the hole in the ground.
He did make that canon, and then I had to come up.
Hole.
Then I had to come up with a good reason for it.
You don't need a good reason.
No, you recently told me they don't have clocks.
Yeah. They
So
don't
they
down
have
there.
to have big hole.
They have
They
their
do.
hole.
Remember, it's the big crystal. You got crushed by one. What's his? Oh God, what was his? Elril said, "Yeah, we got holes in the ground," and I had to come up with a whole complicated system of crystals to make that statement make
Elro
sense.
said there's a singular hole, which
There is a hole. There is one hole. In the lore I came up with, there is one hole and a series of crystals that shine
I
throughout.
love when our offhanded jokes become canon.
It happens
other examples
so often, dude. Northern Mercantile Fleet has now become a crucial backbone of the economy of this world.
Good.
It's constantly. Whenever you guys say something like that, I'm like, well, that's in the lore now. Anyway,
We gotta start making up more outlandish shit.
you don't have to. You don't have to.
But now that we know we can and that you'll just roll with it.
Not every time. Sometimes I say no.
I've definitely made stuff up about the Feywild during this campaign, and
Well,
you'd be
hey,
like, "Alright, sure can."
I mean, the Feywild's its own. Feywild can just do whatever, so that I don't have to come up with anything, you know? That's the nice thing about the Feywild, is there's no fucking rules. Like, it's just whatever, dude. Anyway, speaking of the Feywild, he awaits you leading him out.
Onwards and upwards.
Roll.
Cool, you head on out. Corel is waiting at the front gate speaking to the Jade Prince. As you approach, Jade Prince says, "You just let him out."
Yeah.
We're very convincing.
Hey, it's your head.
And that's your head.
Yes, it is.
All right.
I'd
Well,
be so,
thanks for
be
everything.
Be so sick if Nimrith just killed him. Fucking killed him right now.
The plot that I've been building up this whole
Beheaded
session
him.
just doesn't matter.
Us with Nimneth. Just kill the Jade Prince.
Yeah, you could. I have a battle map for the entrance if you want to. Anyway, Colrell says, "Always good to see you." And the Jade Prince says, "Let's not wait so long before next time, Colrell smiles. Full politics face on, just smiles and a little handshake. And it says, "All right, my darling students and other, why don't we head on back?"
I translate.
Cool.
That sort of looks at you and then says, "You travel with a fiend?"
Yeah.
We travel with all sorts.
No response to that. Yeah, Corel leads you up to the tent, to the temporary magic circle. It glows. You step through. You find yourself back in the Ash Grove way station. If you want to do anything in town, you can. If not, you can head on back home at long last.
Is Tether, are you walking backwards, giving Nimneth the tour of Kalshire?
Yeah.
Nimeth, it seems as though Nimneth has already taken to pretty much just tuning Tether out.
Let me just.
Because of the
It's right in.
because of the interrogation room situation.
Well, he
Nimeth's
knows all
gonna
about the
fit-
flora and fauna of this area already.
Nimneth is gonna fit right in.
All right, you
There's only one person who would actually listen to when I spoke.
he's gone.
He died.
Dead, I'm pretty sure.
He could be. You don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you make your way on back. Tether speaking in Sylvan the whole time. Nimneth never responding.
We really didn't okay this with any of the professors.
No.
No.
They're just like,
They bent
Mom and
us.
Dad, we brought home a stray.
You get a lot of looks. More than usual, bringing this guy with you.
While we're walking around, is there anything that, like, seems to pique his interest? Any eyebrow shift?
Can you make an insight check for me?
Yep. 27?
He is so interested in everything that's happening right now, and he is pretending that he doesn't care at all. But he's not doing an awesome job of it. By your eye. I don't think anybody else notices this, but he is, like, taking everything in. He's never seen anything like this before, and he's absorbing all of it.
Oh.
Should we get some?
He's also, like, taller than any of you by, like... I think Septon's the tallest one of you. He's, like, 7.5-ish feet tall.
Fuck.
Yeah, he's tall.
Up to his kneecap.
Yeah, just about. Like, he's significantly smaller than Genraic was, but he is not small. He's a very, very tall creature. Yeah, so you're turning a lot of heads. A lot of people are looking at you guys. Some people you recognize, some people you don't. You do notice that before you left, there were a lot more Platinum Claw soldiers than there were before. There are a shit ton of Platinum Claw soldiers here now. Just an absurd amount of Platinum Claw soldiers. But you make your way down the walk back to Hoggett Estate. The gates are open for you. You walk inside. You hear the sound of combat, but not scary combat. It's coming from the training field, and you see some weird, like, shipwreck situation has been set up in there, and you see your new tactics professor running through drills and faux combat with the first years.
We didn't get a pirate ship.
No, you had Brahm.
I just say to the room.
Yeah, we had the shitty teacher.
Yes, we just got attacked by possessed suits of armor.
Yeah.
And blind sharpshooters.
Yeah, but those are real.
Yeah.
that wasn't a training exercise.
Yeah. Well, our real life was our training, I guess.
Yeah.
No, it looks.
Hydra?
Yep.
Yeah.
When
Big
Hydra. Eels did happen. You do see as you enter, Nimneth looks towards the training grounds and just stares for a little while.
Those are the training grounds where people practice. Looks like the younger squaw is doing something. Don't remember there being a boat there when we left.
Something catch your interest?
No.
Fair enough.
I think that we should probably find him a place to sleep. Or
we got some
whatever.
spare rooms.
That is true.
That's our war room.
I'll have to move my bed back to the crime room. No, wait. We have a couple spare rooms.
You got Turn's room, and you got the crime room, and the slide room.
This man belongs in the crime room. Because we did not get anyone's permission before we brought here, and he is technically our prisoner.
Crime room.
I will bring the bed back to the crime room.
Well, you
Since I
took
had the
Turn's
double-
bed, I thought. Or you took
I don't
my
know.
bed. You took my bed.
Yeah, you took Tether's bed.
Right.
Tether just
Took
sleeping
Tether's
in
bed.
the-
All right.
in the dirt.
Then yeah, well, we can just show him his room.
Give him a tour of the place.
Yeah, as you're walking towards your dorm, though, you hear a loud voice say, "Oi!" And sure, and you see Sheena there, her arms crossed. She looks so mad.
Oh, hey, Sheena, we made it back from our
Yeah, not
Mission.
just
Quest.
you. You're gonna. Who's this?
But don't worry, this is our decision and our problem. Don't worry.
This is Nimneth, banished prince of the Unseelie court.
Yeah.
He's with us.
He's our
Ward?
ward, yeah.
You brought a banished prince of the Unseelie court.
With a stealth
Here.
of 28, Una tries to disappear into the shadows.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like, you're gone.
She
Listen.
Homer Simpsons into the shadows.
Into the bushes. Look, I mean, do you have a problem with banished Fae showing up here?
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Considering what you and I went through last year, yes, Septon, a little bit.
But guess what? You don't have to worry about it because it's our thing to worry about.
I do have to worry about it, actually, Tether, because your safety is my responsibility.
I thought we figured out that it was just more of a give and take thing.
Nimneth, was it?
He only
was
speaks
common.
Sylvan.
Great, awesome, fantastic.
We
That's
can translate for you.
that's incredible. We're gonna have to
Yeah.
talk. We're gonna have to talk to the headmaster about this. You can't just march a powerful Fae onto our. What are you planning
Okay.
on doing with him?
You're gonna
Well, we have
crash
an
in one of the
extra
spare rooms.
You know, last time you brought a very frozen, random person into my care, it was a very big stressor for me.
He
Well,
lives
that one
over
was-
there now.
He turned out fine. You're right. So maybe it's fine. But we still need to talk to someone about this. You can't just.
We are talking to you about it right now.
How long is he staying?
Indefinitely.
Indefinitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Great. Why not? Why not? Sure.
Unclear. Don't worry, he doesn't want to take any classes.
Yeah.
So he's not a student. He's just here.
Oh,
And
he's
I have
quite
to deal
interested.
with him now.
Think of him
No.
like a teacher's aide that doesn't
What do you mean
speak.
you have to deal with him? Deal with him how? Like how you deal with us?
I don't think
Yes!
you're understanding. He's
He's-
our thing to deal with.
An
Right.
extracurricular.
Your things to deal with are my things to deal with.
High five.
Extracurricular side quest.
Yeah.
That happens to.
What do you mean
live-
our things to deal with are your things to deal with? We just spent like a week doing battle on the other side of the country. That wasn't your thing to deal with. We could have died the whole time.
And you weren't here, but he is here.
And also, we saved this entire
now.
organization.
I am. You know, you think they'd learn, but
This is
war,
Sheena.
and then you hear a voice from the other side of you, and you see Ajahn Mas go, "Oh, who's that?
Our new friend.
This is Nimneth,
Welcome."
banished son of the
Then he just-
Unseelie Queen.
Just says,
Bye.
"All right, welcome." And then he walks.
Cool.
He walks over towards the river where Windrunner is, and Sheena just looks like she wants to die. She's like, "I'm gonna go talk to the headmaster. You do whatever you want, I guess. Just do whatever you want."
Thank you so much. High five.
She goes. Nimneth says, "Who is the angry cat woman?"
Okay, so she is the guard here, and she's upset that we didn't tell her you were coming. You know, because when did we have time for that? When did we have time for that?
She's
Yeah,
your
yeah.
guard. She guards this place. She's the jailer.
Shh.
And he reaches for
No,
his
no.
sword.
No, 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 no,
Solve
no.
we can solve our
Not
captivity.
the jailer. Not the jailer. She
Like, quote unquote
protects.
protector.
She protect her. I think we might be higher level than her at this point. Anyway.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't want to say it. She's maybe a little ornamental. We'd saved this entire place last year.
Let me put it like this. It's her job to be protect us from things. we have always handled protecting ourselves. I
Yeah.
cannot think of a
Then
time.
there's no need for her, and he begins to draw his
No,
sword.
put the sword
No,
back.
but
No,
has someone ever come to try to kill you in the middle of the night?
No.
What?
Probably, right? You've lived a long time. Oh, you can't talk to. I can't talk to you. Sorry. Fuck.
No, I'll translate. I'll translate this.
He
I'll
says-
translate whatever it's saying.
He says,
Yeah.
I am never vulnerable.
Okay,
Right.
well now you're even less vulnerable.
Right. She's the first line of defense, so we don't have to constantly be worried about that.
She'll
But she
tell you
gets-
if someone's coming after you.
And see, all those guards, any one of us could handle them all easily. But they're here for a purpose, and she runs them, so we don't have to.
She's also the guard of like the kitchen staff and the maintenance guy and the
So she
It's
isn't
like-
the one keeping you captive.
No.
No, not at all. No.
Which one of them is? Is it the dog?
No.
No.
The dog's our friend. He's cool. He's cool.
Windrunner, oh, what a group.
We're all held by
obligation.
corporeal. Yes, we all have obligations to certain greater powers, be they other individuals, extraplanar situations.
We're chained by history, blood.
Chained by history.
contract.
That's great. That's a great way to put it. History, blood,
Oh, wait.
contracts, that sort of thing.
Understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someday we
Those-
will deal with all of these.
Those are
and
more
we will-
difficult
we are-
chains to break.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We are working on dealing with them.
We have a
Right.
list. We can show you our list.
To show you the list. We're trying to break these
Oh
chains.
my-
You should also probably know before we get too far along. I pressed the button. Just you can probably tell, but now you know for sure.
Oh yeah, he's chained by
Ghost.
death. Right, he's
Yeah.
a ghost.
So
Okay.
Like we said, you fit in here
Yeah.
because none of us fit in anywhere else.
Speaking of fitting
One
in,
of-
let's give you a
One
tour
of
the
my
home.
one of my great sparring partners was like him.
Really?
Yes.
However.
A great sparring partner, for I could slay him every day and he would rise the next one. We shall meet in the arena. He says to you in Sylvan, and you don't understand him.
I don't know if you can do that with Everett, but we can figure something out like that.
We can spar in the arena. It'll be fun.
Because technically, we could just res Everett immediately after.
Yeah.
Plus money.
No, like just a healing word.
You've got Sheko.
Yeah,
That's true. Actually, Sheko might be a better.
Jacko's not much of a sparring partner, though. He goes down in one hit.
Well,
Yeah.
That'll be a confidence booster.
I don't know. Like, listen, we took this guy once before. We could do it again.
Okay, so over here, as you see, it's the lake, and that's our house. You'll see the boat that I put in and the drawbridge. I didn't have enough money near the end to like really get a good drawbridge. That's like a later down the line thing, but that's okay. And these trees are owned by the Acorn Gang. That tree over there is where the Great Raccoon Raid happened. Don't mention it. Don't mention it. It's still fresh. A lot of hurt feelings.
I have to stay inside that place.
You can come back to sleep at night and
I don't do.
be your
that.
home. Well, then it can be your home base. It can be where you
down
leave
your
your
ex-
things. Yeah.
He crosses the moat, and as he does so, the water freezes on either side of the bridge.
Oh, fun.
And then he gets to the door.
Oh wow.
Makes
gotta
his way in.
Down.
He's he's ducking his head a little bit in the first floor. Where am I to stay?
Here, upstairs. Something will lead him up to the crime room, I suppose. Since it's unused at the moment. We got a room nobody uses. It's all yours.
It's very.
I will
small.
say, yeah,
It's a
I will
small
say
village.
we've been keeping the window open because the Acorn have been using this room as their war council. We can
We can change that. Yeah, we can change that.
Yeah.
Listen, you don't have to stay in the room. You just have to stay within like the compound.
Oh,
With the...
then I won't.
Yeah. What?
Then I won't stay here.
In the room?
Yeah.
Oh, right. We
Okay.
Right, when we said this is a place you can stay, oh god, okay. Stay isn't like literal permanent forever. This is a place you can rest. This will be your spot. It's not our spot.
Accoutrement, you can put it down here.
Right, you can come here to be alone. You can come here to relax. You can come here to leave your things. And we'll be, you know, I got a room a couple doors down. Una and Tether across the hall there.
Yeah, I changed my whole room setup all around. It's basically a forest in there.
You can make yourself comfortable. Leave the window open when it snows.
I'm going outside.
It's customizable.
Alright. Like we said, as long as you don't leave the grounds, we're fine. Hell, when we leave the grounds, you can come with us.
He's gone.
Go back.
He's gone outside at this point.
Hey,
Although, as he passes you, Shandi, he looks at you and he says something to you in Sylvan.
Were we around to get that? Or?
Yeah. He said to Shandi, "We will cross blades."
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy to have you too.
And also with you.
he nods and then goes out the front door.
I
And
think for the first few days, we probably want to keep an eye on him and make sure he doesn't, like, just bounce.
Yeah,
But
I'll turn into a bird and just fly around.
cool. And as you begin to keep an eye on him and the rest of you sort of settle in, put your traveling stuff away, that is where we'll end tonight's episode of Bright Futures. Congrats on level 9, and congrats on Nimneth being here now. I don't know if that's going to be good for you, but, you know, we'll see.
Oh well.
It's an interesting...
New friends.
It's an interesting wrinkle.
God, the urge to just immediately cast Gies on Sheena and be like, it's fine, just it's cool.
They know you cast the spell on them.
Yeah. Guys, I have enough
Probably.
money to awaken 2 trees.
Are they permanently awakened once you do that?
The spell lasts for I think 90 days, and then you can choose. I think let me reread it.
They are awakened forever, but they're only your friend
Under my control
for 30 days, and then they can choose if they want to not be anymore.
Yeah. Which I have hopes I can be friends with the trees. I talk to them all the time.
Yeah. Well, hey, thank you guys for playing, and thank you guys for watching. I'm not pointing at the camera, but I'm pointing at the Twitch chat I'm looking at over here. If you're not currently playing a TTRPG with your friends, you absolutely should, because it's the only hobby in which words do be fucking. They don't do that in any other game, in any other hobby, so, yeah. All right, see you next week. Bye. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.